God, so Mongo hatched a plan that loosely involved a cow, some explosives, and a vest.
Oh, so you weren't entirely clear on that then. You could have used something else other than a cow and explosives.
So they also met the mother of Jerry Can, which threatened them with their very existence if they don't find any evidence of Jerry Can, and got an amended contract. From there, the plan, or more loosely,
Concept, the idea, current running theory.
the family develops a loosely developed plan. Where have I heard that tagline before? But from there on, they actually started to gather what they needed for the cow.
Kamikaze.
Yeah. Cayenne had enough of their bullshit, as she does, wandered off, and found a poor, sad cow from a farm. Paid them 1 gold for the cow, and proceeded to get completely hammered over the situation. We're pretty sure that she might actually become an alcoholic before the rest of the party.
Possibly. Before even Augie.
Yeah, that's impressive. From there on in, the rest of the party kind of spread in different ways. Augie went to a church, offended a gnome, got a blood sample,
Got banned from the church.
got banned from the church.
Really quickly.
Yeah, Mongo did Mongo things. Nobody cares about that.
You didn't do much.
Well, actually, you got 2 mystery potions. You don't know what they actually do. But my GM notes do tell me what they do. Loosely, what they do.
Yeah, you never did your identify on everything.
Oh,
did you?
yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good at the whole spell casting thing. So...
Let's see. From there on in, let's see. Nikolai met a kobold.
Crazy rich.
Created a exploding vest device that should more or less work because it's kobold technology being used.
With no explosive, just a fuck ton of spike.
At least it's not goblin technology.
That is very true. Goblin technology. And Scabbard did Scabbard stuff. What did Scabbard do last session?
Scabbard did a thing.
Honestly, I really don't have too much of an idea of what I did.
You got scared by a knoll.
But I
And said,
That
"Fuck
was
it,
the
get
last. That was the
fuck outta here."
session before that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
still scared up by the knoll.
I think you
Scabbard
just
fell down a hole. That's what I did. I fell down a hole.
Cannon.
And
Scabbard fell
everybody
down a
else
hole.
with them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. So they eventually decide to go look for Jerry Can in the mines and proceed to wander around the mines in the dark.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Fuck
Cayenne met a new mushroom buddy. She has a new light cap
On my head.
on your head. Yeah. He actually rolled a natural
creepy.
20 there
no.
on his
Well, where else
acrobatics.
would you wear a mushroom?
I wonder what that light cat.
I mean, I didn't put him there. He just kind of climbed up there.
And everybody proceeded to basically Benny Hill down a hill, trying to be stealthy. And they apparently might have found the Bulette, and that's where we're at this session.
That's right.
We are very much at this moment in time.
Double natural ones.
All around, man. All around.
I still can't believe that happened. All right, here we
So
go.
we are switching over to Maine, and we're going to get this train wreck on the road. So, what I want you to do is pray to whatever deity that you worship, hope for the best, and don't die. I would like you guys to actually roll the initiative button.
Can I roll dice instead?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need you to roll initiative.
7.
Oh,
That is-
fuck.
That was the wrong die. That was a 12, not a
Oh,
D20.
oh boy, I can't wait to see how this goes.
Well, that ended up being a 12 anyways.
Let's see. So, let me bring this sad encounter up. So, what are your guys' thoughts on how this is going to go tonight?
Well, since the first roll I rolled was a 1, I think I'll be making a new character by the end of the day.
Wait, what?
Danger. Honestly, I feel like at least one of us might kick the bucket.
Seriously? You
Possibly.
think it's gonna be that bad?
We'll find out.
It's you.
I think the bullet's gonna bring someone very, very, very close to the brink of death, if not eat someone.
Oh,
Trauma.
There's a very real chance of someone actually getting yonked.
Head trauma, full body trauma, mental trauma.
Just trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck this thing. This is not okay. Apparently, you're not the only one having technical issues tonight.
No.
Because this thing is like, hey, you want to do this?
Or
Nope.
your encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing that once
Right,
needs to
right.
needs to work on a little bit.
Okay, there we go. I got it sorted. Cool. All right. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way.
Paper and pencil.
Here you go.
I see a pencil. Thank you. We are doing this old school because old school, you don't need to worry about technology breaking unless it's a pencil.
Which can happen because that's a mechanical pencil.
Yeah.
Pencil lead breaks too.
I think I have a pen, but it's behind the backdrop.
Okay, cool. Which is that? Initiative, Mayor.
7.
7 total?
Yes.
Lucky number 7.
Maybe.
Augie.
I don't think it was very lucky. Modified 20.
Mongo.
Modified 13.
I'm gonna
Nikolai.
smack you.
3, but it was a 1.
Oh.
Modified 3.
Nope, that's a 1. A 1 is a 1, buddy.
Yep.
Modified 12. Here we go.
Holy shit on a brick. All right. Let's see. Oh wow, this is
At least one of us is competent.
I love this initiative, not really. All right, top of the round would be, hey, okay, Augie. Congratulations, you're first
Fantastic.
again.
So, if I remember correctly from our last scene, we hear a growling somewhere in the darkness, and we are in some kind of pit with refuse, carrion, and bones all around. Do I have the scene correctly?
More or less, there's not really carrion or refuge all around you. That was from the cave above, or the tunnel above. Some of it's kind of drilled into the hole a little bit, like excess. But you're more or less in a large cavern area with a few paths going in different directions. But it's very, very dark, and you have spotted an outline of something that doesn't seem too happy with your presence.
We should have gift wrapped it.
Alright. Well then, it's time to take out the hammer and see how well it actually does.
All right, so you get your bearings about you, and this thing is probably about 120 away.
And a charge is double your movement speed, is that right?
Roger, roger.
Okay. Can't make it there in... Can't quite make it there in one charge then.
But we can put the cow in front of it.
That's true. We have the cow.
High
You
speed
know what?
cow.
It's very dead, but it's still on those wheels. We can definitely move
Oh, you
it
have
around.
no idea how dead it is because you're not close enough to see. The only one close
So-
enough is Cayenne.
I'm going to find the cow, get it to its feet, and shove as hard as I can
It's still on
in
its
the
feet.
direction of the growling.
But I need to set the
Just
timer though.
holds onto the rope, continually holding onto the rope she's been holding this entire time,
Okay,
and
actually,
controlling the cow.
you had lost grasp of the rope and you went to go help Mongo.
I thought I'd retrieve the cow and then went to Mongo.
Roll it. Either way, I'll be okay with that. So, Augie, you might want to communicate your plan to the
Rest.
to the centaur.
That's a fair point.
I also
That's a
need to
fair
set the
point.
timer.
Augie is jumping the gun as per usual. So, quietly, to the rest of her compadres, familia, group,
Fellow
I think
doomed.
it's time for the cow. Bleh, if I can get my words out. Thing seems very upset, very angry, and very hungry.
Let's feed it the Kalmakazi.
I like cow boom better.
What should I put?
But yes,
what should I
let's
set the
feed it the
timer
cow
for?
boom.
What? Okay.
Speech, guys.
This
Speech.
is the time for it. Let's do it. Let's go.
It's a good opener.
Yeah, you guys, you guys kind of get your balance a little bit. She's still holding on to the cord, and you just see like the front part where the cow's face should be is just like hanging chunks of meat.
Oh,
Oh.
very dead.
Throw the
Goodbye.
throw some of that blood on there.
Yes, more blood, but that's always the answer.
Mash the vial of blood and smear it on the cow.
Oh boy.
There's now little pieces of glass sticking out of the cow's body.
We need Nikolai to set the thing, right?
Yeah. What time? How long?
Seconds, little brother. Seconds.
Okay, 5.
Roll a tinkering check.
Oh,
10.
God.
Oh no.
10 seconds.
Something like 10 or 15.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yo.
Can I look around
16.
for a good spot for all of us to hide after this thing goes
Yes, you may.
kaboom?
16.
16. You with the help of the two sisters, you get up there and you set the timer very frantically.
Mm.
You set it for 10 seconds
Okay.
to give enough time.
All right, Augie, you have to pull it really hard. It's broken.
Investigation?
Yeah.
8.
8.
Why'd you break it?
It broke when it fell down.
You're too impressed by what is going on, and you kind of want to watch the fireworks, so to speak.
Of
Up
course.
close and personal.
It's
Do
my
I
brainchild. I might as well see it through to the
Do
end.
I see a decent place for us to hide?
You may roll for that.
Thank
So,
you.
Augie, you're going to try and charge the cow up ahead, correct?
After all is said and done, after preparations are made, she is just shoulder checking this cow as far as she can push it.
Please
Well, I know
roll.
how it works. You
Roll.
gotta
Roll in
Hit for cover.
athletics.
head for cover before it blows.
I rolled an 8.
You're in the same
And then
boat as
she is
Mungo.
going to pull
Okay.
the
You have a
string
morbid
at the end of that charge.
curiosity about this explosion.
Okay.
All right.
You want to roll athletics? Was that right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Good thing your athletics is high. That's 10.
10. You run with it a little bit, and you kind of try to slingshot it, and you pull the cord, and it just you hear the sound of the cards and the spokes as it goes off. Off into the darkness,
I hate
As
it.
it goes.
towards the shadow. It eventually starts to slow down. And you hear the ground rumble slightly, and you hear almost like a clicking sound from past the actual Kalmakazi. And the shorter among the group, you feel a gust of wind come along you, and you can feel the entire ground shake. And you see this giant shape just almost like a boulder leave the ground, flying through the air towards the Kalmakazi.
Run for cover as I'm running away.
No, we gotta see
You
if it
you have to run for cover.
And you see this thing come down, and it kind of moves in the air very elegantly. And almost in a split second, you see the Kalmakazi explode as this thing cleaves the cow right in half. In an explosion. Let's see if it makes an athletics save. Oh, it most definitely does.
Fuck. Another shrapnel everywhere.
How are we gonna tell
Augie,
the...
please make an a athletics check for
How are we
me.
gonna tell the difference between the fucking shrapnel and
Hey!
Hey!
21.
This should be fun. Let's see how much damage Augie takes for being in somewhat range.
Oh.
Oh,
Fuck.
I need a calculator.
Well then.
Oh,
Oh.
that's not a good
Damn.
sign. Oh, fuck.
You know, that's never a good place to hear from the DM.
I need a calculator. No!
Can we get anybody to press F in the
Here I was thinking I was gonna make it
respect
out of
the
this fight.
family?
Never mind.
Okay. You take 12 points of damage from your distance. As a few pieces of metal and springs hit you and shrapnel, and a piece of glass flies across your face and cuts you right between two scales as you're knocked on your ass.
For the pure concussive force.
On a scale of 1 to 21, I'm hurt.
Ow.
And you hear the resounding boing as the springs go off.
Awesome. So the sound of doom and bad comedy are the fucking same.
Yes.
Oh.
On a 21, I still take half my health and damage. Okay.
That was actually a quarter of the damage.
Beautiful.
Oh, Jesus.
That wasn't half. That was quarter. At least you're not a quarterling.
So what you're saying is it would have just killed me outright if I hadn't made that. Fantastic.
You would hurt. So you see this thing get up, and you see like pieces of metal sticking out of it here and there, and you see a spring sticking out. And it turns its head and it makes a clicking sound, and it just looks right at you like, oh, food. Let's-
Brilliant.
That didn't work very well.
And you see this thing instantly charge at Augie. Hey, Augie, would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Hammer to the fucking face. Let's go.
Okay.
And that's a nat 20.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Ooh.
We know what
Nice.
happens on a 20.
Yep.
Have fun there, buddy.
That was a D8 or a D6. I'm sorry, I forget.
It should be on the chart.
Actually, it's on my sheet.
Yeah, it's on your sheet.
I'm an idiot.
But you're not a sandwich. She's not an idiot sandwich.
Well, I mean, she's between two people.
You trying to call the both of us idiots?
Nate, I think you just got on a shit list instantly.
What? I'm not
She's gonna
allowed
try to
joke?
beat the bullet to death with a rat.
I'm not allowed to joke.
Demoted to rat. Are we gonna see a mouse go flying across the entire cavern? We just might.
Just might.
Tune in at 10 o'clock to see how Nikolai died.
So on a natural 20, so what it says on the sheet is that it shatters as a swarm of meteors. Is that an actual spell? Am I dumb?
Yes, that is spelling
Okay.
correct. Check under spells. You have the info there. I have to make a dex save. It did make its dex save.
Fuck.
Sorry, this is the first time we've actually
Got a
managed
natural
to crit
20
with
on
this
it.
thing.
I know.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
We got it.
That's another 2d6. And on a save, you take half or nothing?
It should be half. We have our first natural 20 with an odd weapon.
It confused everyone.
Half as much.
Alright, roll your damage and let me know what that is so I can see how much this thing absorbs.
You do. Okay.
So that is on the actual attack. That is 7 and 5, so that's 12 points of damage from the actual attack, and that is 3 points of fire damage from the meteors.
Cool. So, Augie, as this thing goes right past you, missing its attack, you bring the hammer around, carrying into its momentum of going past you, and just smash it right across the head, right between its eyes. And you hear a resounding crack and you see a shower of sparks go flying in an arc over its head. And then the hammer breaks apart, and you see all these like they almost like float, like kind of like scabbards, little crystals, and they just instantly fly into this thing. But it manages to hop aside and avoid most of them. And this illuminates the area for the rest of you guys as well, so you can actually see what's going on in that area.
Whoa. I need to figure out how to do that.
Up next is a Cayenne. Nope. Yep. Nope. Mongo.
Oh, fuck.
Cayenne, you're after Mongo.
Guess I do the one thing I might be able to actually do.
Pray.
Cry.
You're not a kobold. You can't use pity.
Fuck. I don't think I can cute my way out of this either. I guess I will get out my little ball, open up my spell book.
And suddenly the area in front of Mongo is glowing from his spell book.
Pull a card out of thin air. Get the rune up. Ice knife.
All right. Go for it, buddy.
Oh, fuck. How do I do this again?
I have to make a dex saving throw.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. Not 20.
On a spell attack. Nice.
Yeah. Do it, buddy.
Mongo actually hit something.
With a natural 20.
Sorry, I don't usually do that. I don't know the next step.
Damage.
Right. D10.
Apparently everybody's just rolling high tonight.
7?
7? Your spell is double damage because it's a natural 20.
14?
So it'd be 14. And the fact that it did say it dodged.
Then on a... Oh shit, everybody within 5 feet must make a dex save
Augie.
or take 2d6 damage.
This is how Mongoon learns how that spell works.
Yup.
Accidentally kills his sister.
What'd you roll there, Augie?
Was that a 1?
Do I need to?
13?
You're not in range.
Okay.
Oh god.
You might have just killed Augie.
You did kill Augie. That's a natural 1.
3.
Oh.
That's another 7.
No, it would just be the original roll, so 14. So Augie took 14.
Yeah, but on a
Yeah,
success
she's
save, then it
5
takes
under.
a 2d6.
Yeah. So you rolled 14 on the 2d6 initially, correct? Oh, you just
No,
rolled
that's on the
one die?
d10. Because Ice Knife, it'll do the initial damage and then it shatters.
Okay. So what is that
Natural
damage?
1 on a save is an automatic failure, isn't it?
So what's this shatter damage?
7.
You only take 7, Augie. So you might not be dead.
Wait, so the original damage was only 7, or was it 14?
You're taking 7. The original damage was intended for the bullet.
Alright, hang on.
Augie's like, I gotta res my character. Give me a sec.
Yeah, so Augie didn't get damaged by the initial attack. Augie just got damaged by an area effect.
Yep.
Because she was too close.
Roger.
Damage.
Okay. Cayenne, have you figured out what you're doing?
How close is the bullet to me?
It's probably about 30 feet away. Scab, you're up next.
Augie is severely singed.
Yeah, you're standing there and you watch this thing hit the bullet and it kind of turns into it to alleviate most of the damage. And you watch as the damage explodes and you're just suddenly hit by frozen water that feels like razor blades.
Sorry.
I'm going to get a little bit closer to use Thorn Whip at this thing's face.
All right, let's do it.
Please be a good one. 21 to hit.
Nice.
Oh, that will definitely hit.
And that was a 3 for piercing damage.
It still does damage. You get a bit closer and within range to use that, and you kind of just bring your hands up and you watch as leaves start to develop on the ground and moss, and you see these like black thorny vines come out. And you see these shoot past you, Augie, and you're immediately terrified that someone else is going to hurt you.
Is everyone trying to kill me?
And you manage to just hit it right between the plating of its scales and just lacerate it, and it just kind of lets out a very unhappy growl in your direction.
Does Thorman have a entangling effect?
Yes, it does. But it has to be larger or smaller than the person, and they can pull it 10 feet.
Much too big. Much too big to pull.
Yeah. Scab, you're up, buddy. Nicola, you don't matter this round.
Yes, my whole turn is being wasted trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Did my thing work? And shit, does my flamethrower work still? Can I go use that?
For the first time ever, I'm going to concentrate and cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. You hear a small fart come from Scab as he's trying to look serious.
You hear a small fart and we smell burnt toast.
I will fire one.
Does he look
Fire an
constipated?
Wait, you're still next to the bullet though, huh?
Yeah, but that's only if you roll a 1.
No, because I have explosive arrows.
Oh! That's right.
Please don't kill me.
I'm gonna use a regular arrow.
I'd like to get one more hit in before I die.
Like to go out victoriously, right?
Yes,
21.
exactly.
That hits.
Instead of wondering what the fuck's going on.
You can relay to your party that you need healing.
That's 11. 11 piercing.
No.
And so she will.
Oh, plus the d6 from the Hunter's Mark.
Nice.
15.
So 15 total?
Correct.
What happens to the bullet when there's this much damage?
Next to nothing. It just gets annoyed.
I'm doing math.
It gets annoyed her. more annoyed.
We made it.
I want to make sure I
angry.
stay within at least 90 feet of this thing at all times.
Oh no, that's not an issue.
Augie very pointedly is going to exclaim, Why is it so dark all of a sudden?
Why is
Oh,
everything a
shit.
shade of crimson?
Is this my blood?
That heartbeat sound in your throat? Yes, that's your own. It is going to leap at the rest of the party.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, not very successfully. Fuck. So you guys are standing there, and you see this thing. It kind of does like this, like shimmy a little bit, and all you kind of see the boulder next to you doing the shimmy, and you just get
It's doing the Shaq cat shimmy.
yeah, essentially. And suddenly you just are knocked on your ass from the concussive force. No damage, and you can see the ground just crack a little bit as you see this thing just leave the ground instantly. And you just see this thing, basically Hulk, flying towards you.
I think I just peed a little.
Probably the same.
And you're preparing for it to basically land in the center of the party. However, it lands past you, and you hear the wall just shatter, and you just see all this debris falling from the wall, and rocks rolling past you as it turns around.
Oh, fuck.
Augie, you're up.
Alright, once again relate to the party. I don't feel so good. Kind of stumble
I have good news and I
toward
have
the
bad
crack in the
news.
wall.
Yeah, you see Augie looks really bad.
Actually, I forget. Yeah, you guys did toss her a potion of healing at one point.
I also
I
think
think-
you have second wind, too. right? Nope, not yet.
Yeah, I don't have second wind yet. So Augie is going to reach into her satchel and pull that singular potion she has out of her bag and down it.
All right. It tastes like cherry cough medicine.
With a little bit of
Fantastic.
iron.
That's 2d4 plus 2.
It's-
Where the hell did my d4 go?
they ran away because they know you want to heal.
Apparently.
I have good news and bad
Alright, in
news.
the
then.
interest of making this go quickly, I'm gonna use the online dice.
Mongo. Let's see. Yep, Mongo, you're up next, followed by Cayenne.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
As Anki goes stumbling by, drinking a potion. And smelling like
Hey! 7 points of,
off
7 points of healing.
medicated cherries.
I just start.
Need some help here.
Shit. Guess I'll use the cold one.
Cold one? Alright.
Hat off.
Cold
And
one.
I'm gonna wait for it to open its fucking mouth and try to launch this thing right down its throat.
Alright, so you're holding.
Mhm.
Okay. We move on to Cayenne.
You did catch that I'm also moving toward where it
Yep.
ran into the wall, yeah.
You're up after Cayenne.
I'm going to pull my jar off my back,
Mhm.
open the lid, toss some of the jerky that I had in my pouch into there, and ask my spores if they'll be willing to help with this, because one of us may die, and I don't want that.
I don't want you to
And I want to continue taking care of my little spore babies, okay? Please help.
You toss the jerky in there and it's quickly eaten, and you see a bunch of spores come out, and you see all the spores floating around her head. What are you asking them to do?
I basically want them to help me inflict some damage on the bullet, if within range.
Eat the fresh meat.
Eat the fresh meat. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Oh, there we go. That's what it's looking for. Yeah. Go ahead and let me see if it makes its con check. Go ahead and roll 1d4 for the necrotic damage,
D4.
because it is well within 10 feet of you.
That would be 3.
3. It did not make it save. So you see the spores go over and they start just picking at the fresh wounds that Augie caused and Scav caused. And as well as some of the shrapnel
Brilliant.
pieces. Alright, you're up next, bud.
I have good news and I have bad news.
What is the bad
The
news?
bad news is I only have 2 arrows left. The good news is I have 6 explosive arrows.
Don't use the last arrow. I can do something about that.
I will hand one of my arrows to.
No, I would need your bow actually.
Oh no, he's gonna do something to your bow.
I can give repeating shot on it.
That could be
But
helpful.
you have to have ammunition to make it work. So don't use the last one.
In that case, about how far away is everybody from the Bulette?
About 10 feet. He's within 10 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm wandering
Time to
over
switch
to
to the spear. I'm gonna take my spear out and I'm gonna poke it.
You're gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh
try
good,
and poke
he's
it in
going
a spot
Steve
that's
Irwin
already
and poke
wounded.
it with a stick. Crikey!
Well, it make fucking work because that was a natural 20.
Fuck it, I'll take
What
it.
is going on?
We don't know!
We
False
fumble our
hope.
way into this hole
We
and then
think
we, don't
we
die
might
because of our
survive.
natural 20s.
Oh, am I doing this one-handed or two? Let's do it two-handed. Fuck.
I hate all
Yeah,
of
shit,
this.
just give me your bow. Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
So and I'll worry about my machine
bust
if I can use a flamethrower later on.
13. I need a calculator, actually.
You're just using a spear in melee range. Did you forget how to math?
No, because it's 29 points damage.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
On a spear? That seems unlikely.
10 plus the hunter's mark from the automatic crit. Then I rolled an 8. Just another fucking.
Oh yeah, you're just stabbing. You're not throwing it. So yeah, it's a D8.
Yep.
So yeah, it is that amount. Okay.
So it's a 29. And then I will hand him my bow.
Just put it on the ground because it's a little big.
And I'll use my movement to back the fuck off.
No, you use your movement to get closer. I need you to make a reflex.
Oh, okay. Totally forgot which one that is.
Okay.
I can't fucking make this shit up. It's another natural 20.
Yeah.
Makes up for all the ones from last game.
He runs up and he just, yeah, you see this kobold just run past you guys. And he just, yeah, and he sticks the spear down right into the meaty part of its foot and you hear it make purchase into the ground. And this thing snarls in your direction. As it comes down like an angry shark to eat you, you jump out of the way quickly. Fucking chaos. You're gonna try to tinker
I'm
the
trying
bow?
to tinker his bow to give it a repeating shot.
Roll tinkering at disadvantage.
You can do it!
You can do it! Bite his freaking head off! I mean, wait.
At this point, Scab
Well-
might be able to.
Okay, if it was at disadvantage, if it was advantage, it would have been a natural 20.
Oh, poor
But
boy.
it's a 19.
A 19?
That's not too fucking bad, though.
No.
You can, since it is a magical item, you can imbue it with repeating shot, modify it for repeating shot for 3 rounds.
Okay. Sure. All right, should work.
Take it.
It runs back. Ah! Okay, and that's your turn. We're back to the top, which is Augie that is walking over there, very hurt. You see your little scabbard buddy do this and just run away, like a cheeky little kobold that he is.
I can see that.
Oh, Alright. She's going to charge into the thing
All right.
and just spin herself around and bring her full weight, two-handed, with the hammer just on its head.
Roll it.
Oh, yeah, it is 2 non-magical items. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to break
Oh.
the enchantment on his bow and make him cry.
Yeah.
I would laugh
Alright,
if you
well,
rolled
that's
the
a
one who did you
19 to
that.
hit. I was looking for the natural 20. 19 to hit.
That kind of does actually hit.
Fantastic.
But it's not a natural 20 again.
No.
Wah, wah.
Oh, yeah, so
8
mark
points.
use.
You bring the hammer around and you just, as it just takes a nip at your little buddy there, you just smack it in its head. And it's like it's like hitting an anvil to you, but you can feel it giving a bit more now.
Oh!
And now it's going to retaliate.
Oh no, this is a poor decision.
It's going to bite at you. Oh, I need 4 d12s.
Do I see it open its mouth?
Fuck.
You don't need 4d12s. She's,
No,
she's
you don't
dead.
need 4d12.
Actually, I will give you a chance to pitch that. Hey, roll a sleight of paw with the, yeah.
Oh. 17?
17? Alright,
Did you
let's...
say, oh, it was like, did he roll a 1? No, is Augie now frozen?
So, Augie, as this thing comes around and you see this row of razor sharp teeth, like several rows of them, and you're like, well, it's been nice. You see this potion just go right past you into its mouth, and it just chomps down on it, blinks a few moments, very confused. Oh god, let's see what happens here.
I don't know what happens. You never told me what the gold one does.
Oh,
They literally
no.
have it written down as question mark, question mark.
It's cold. That's all you know. And apparently unstable.
Vial of cold. Don't know what it does.
So, this thing just breathes on you, Augie, and it's pure cold and frost. and it lets out a belch, and suddenly you see shards of ice come out from between several plates. And just you see blood coming out, and it's just freezing as it's coming out between the plates.
Oh shit!
I don't like any of this.
So now it has spikes.
Yes.
Bloody ice spikes. Shit. I thought I did good for a second. No.
Mongo, you're up next, by the way.
Fuck. Okay, mark that
So
one
I don't
off.
take an attack? I take it?
Hey, you did get your attack.
No, it was.
No, I mean, it doesn't attack me.
No, it lost its turn because of your sibling holding its turn.
Okay.
It? You just call me it?
Yeah, you're
I
a
look
cat.
like a fucking clown. No, I act like one, but
Sup,
damn.
Pennywise? I have to do math while you're thinking of what to actually do.
I assume there are rocks on the ground?
Oh, there's plenty of rocks. There's boulders. There's a few other things, too.
Springs, shrapnel. all
Yeah,
over
I
the
guess I'll use my sling, grab a rock, and sling.
Go ahead.
Try to aim for some of the sensitive parts?
Okay.
Does this thing have sensitive parts?
Hey, partner, do-si-do, swing your partner around. Here we go.
16?
16 a hit. You spin your sling around and you fling it, and it just hits one of the plates and just bounces off aimlessly, and now it's just staring dead at you.
I use my movement to run like hell. If I can hide, great.
Roll an investigation. Cayenne, you're up next.
Nope, I'm pissing myself. 13.
You see him run off, and he jumps behind a piece of rock. His entire body is sticking out, and you just see him shaking with fear.
Yep.
What are you doing, Cayenne?
I'm going to make the horrible mistake of charging at this thing with my halberd to aim for the throat.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
Go ahead and roll your attack on that halberd.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Fuck.
Nice.
We might survive this.
Yeah, let's
Well,
not
okay.
get cocky.
And
let's not get our
slashing
hopes up.
damage is a 20.
Let's see, I'm pretty sure there's something that happens on here. That's right. Okay, that's right, there is another thing. And what was your damage there?
20.
Okay. Was that doubled or just singular?
It was 2 D10s plus 4.
Okay. Ooh. That's actually pretty cool. So you're aiming at its throat?
Yes.
Alright. So you see Cayenne just literally go just head kilter over you, and she grabs you, Augie, and she just shoves you out of the way. And she brings this halberd around, and this thing goes like downward to like yomp on her. And she goes under it, and she brings the halberd up and impales its throat, grabs it, and just pulls it all the way around. And you can see like all this blood just pour all over Cayenne onto the ground. And you feel the halberd in your hand vibrate a bit. And you see a flash of light where the injury is, and the thing just explodes outward. And all these leaves and moss and everything. And you see where the small crater is where it landed. You can do a nature check real quick.
I think
See,
you
I
just
already
made
knew
Poison
not to
Ivy
mess with
proud.
Cayenne. You didn't need to hammer the point home.
13.
13. You look at this crater and you see specks of things floating there, and you kind of are stunned because you're just covered in head to toe in gore and viscera and blood at this point.
Again.
But you see basically a small starting of a fairy circle. From
Huh.
The fuck did you do?
you're hiding behind a rock. You can't see shit.
No, that was player asking.
Okay.
How come stabby? I'm magical and stabby.
Those natural 20s really added up quickly.
Yeah.
Cayenne will be stunned by this for the remainder. Like, what?
Well, you're officially out of combat.
Oh, it's dead. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, so you just
Well, okay then.
decapitated it and summoned fairies.
As I'm trying to find my flamethrower to get in the fight, I run over with
Like
my
I-
flamethrower.
Like I said, those natural 20s added up very quickly.
I'm still cowering behind a fucking rock.
We ran in with the spear.
And stabbed it right through the fucking ankle, basically. Yeah, so you're just like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm still getting my flamethrower. Does it still kind of like hinge it on his backpack?
Yeah.
I'm doing
To
investigation.
join the fight.
Cayenne's gonna be just shocked by this and just be standing there like, I did a thing?
Yeah.
What? Looking around for her siblings like, what just happened?
You see your siblings and stuff. You find you're kind of looking around and stuff, and like every like random contraption, you find what's left of like basically a fuzzy dice, and it just makes you sad that your contraption's even more broken.
All right.
Manga, you peek your head out and you see it's like basically fall happened. You see all these leaves just floating, and Cayenne basically looks like a cake blew up in her face, but it's blood and viscera, and Augie's standing there shocked, so is Scav.
Oh fuck, I died.
And
It was a cave. Now it's turning into a forest. We're fucking dead.
you hear the crying of
Well, no, I would be heading, but
Yeah.
I can't do anything. I have to go
Yeah.
help my family. So
Yeah.
I'm running back over and then seeing what's going on. What the?
yeah, you see all these leaves floating. There's like this explosion of moss that's starting to spread very slowly, and you see like these glowing like embers floating around like this weird circle. And you see like these mushrooms of different heights that you've never seen before.
So put out the flame and tell my little trebuchet on top of my head that you don't have to fire.
Yeah.
And walk up slowly. Is it dead?
I poke it with my spear.
There's no anything left of the bullet.
Oh.
She turned it into nature.
Whoa.
The only thing that's left of Bullet is what she's wearing. And as you're standing there, she kind of is shocked, and you see a piece of like.
are there any plates left?
You can do an investigation. You see a piece of like the throat meat hanging from one of her horns.
I would like to look and see if we have anything from the bullet left as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
because
remember we
my
had.
Natural
contract.
20.
Natural 20. You do find a piece of actually rather suitable plate.
Is everybody okay?
You're doing an investigation. You can do it with
A
advantage. because you
piece
have
of a
family
plate, so we cannot turn in the contract that we had from the Tinkerers Guild then.
Maybe. I don't know. We're still looking. But I want to check to see if everybody's okay.
Augie looks
Standing.
like bad.
17.
17.
Once Cayenne stops being shocked, she's gonna go to Augie and do cure wounds.
Okay.
That
Start
would be
picking
good.
out shards of glass and ice and.
Yeah. I'm gonna help her with that and use cure wounds.
Are you okay there, Mongo?
He's still kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
start
no
looking
idea
for
what the
parts,
fuck
too.
is going
Just
on.
looking for parts of the bullets, though we have something. for
Roll
that.
nature for me, please.
I thought that's what the investigation.
There's an investigation. I'm having you also do a nature.
To do cure wounds on Augie would be 7.
You get enough. She puts her hands on you while they're still warm with blood.
Doesn't bother her.
You kind of standing there, and some more of your wounds begin to close as you're healed for 7% of your health, or 7 hit points.
I was gonna say 7% isn't much.
So I see everybody's moving around.
But Augie looks the worst out of everybody.
I'll start looking for parts for this thing left so that I can turn in the contract.
Okay.
Some
19.
life starts to return to her cheeks.
Her will for water has returned.
Yeah.
Another 17?
That was a 19.
A 19? Okay. You start to wander around the area, not so much where the action was, and you start to get a better feel for the actual cave. And you can see that there's about 3 different paths that head off in different directions. And you can see that they head much deeper in. These aren't made by the miners, they're probably made by this thing. You can see a few bodies here and there, but you can see in a different direction off to the right where it seems to go deeper, where there's resemblance of bodies were dragged that way, and it's much, much warmer off in that direction.
Any hints of jerry can?
You can go ahead and roll a survival on it. What'd you roll?
21.
21?
Mhm.
While the larger folks aren't finding any pieces, you're finding plenty of small pieces. You're just kind of gathering them in your little
The
arms.
little scales and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
24. Scales, bones, yeah. Okay.
Still pissing yourself over there, buddy?
Oh, there's
Or do you
possibility.
eventually walk over?
Eventually, but he's very on edge.
Yeah. You hear a pebble drop.
Diane's gonna take some of like the throat meat and stuff and put it inside the jar as a thank you to her little spores for doing a good job.
As you're there and you guys kind of start to regain yourselves, Scav kind of wanders off a little bit. Your little mushroom friend that's all glowy is just completely splattered like you are, and you can see his little black eyes blinking, very confused.
Why is everything
I'm
red?
sorry, buddy. We'll get you cleaned up. I just need to find some water for you.
So that was a 24 on that.
24. You start to go down in this direction. Your family and party off in the distance as you start to go into the subterranean tunnel that hasn't been refined. And you do find an odd area that you've never seen before. And you go deeper in and you can see like some people have come down here at some point looking for the bullet and have gotten this far. And you can see several like, go ahead and do a nature for me. Yes, there's lots of checks on this because it's important. The rest of
I'll
you,
start to look around a little bit.
yeah, you see the mushroom circle and you can see leaves and moss and everything.
21.
So what the fuck happened?
I slit the thing's throat and it exploded, and there's leaves and moss and a fairy circle.
You head deeper into this cavern
Sorry,
area,
what?
and you start to find like
I believe my
pieces of
halberd is
bodies here and there,
It turned the
and you do
bullet
find
into nature.
you kind of call back
I
to
back
when
away
you were
slowly.
hunting rats and other trail things,
In other words, cayenne things
and
happened.
you assume you've
And
found
magical
the actual
and
nest of
stabby,
this bullet. It's a
okay?
large area, big enough for the bullet, and you can see that there's
But
it's
not
really
toward my
hot
family,
here.
I promise.
And you can see a couple
Unless we
veins
make
of,
him
like,
mad.
very
Un-
thin lava.
Unless you did something
course
to
area
warrant it,
illuminating
and
it.
then it would be
And
warranted.
you see
and then
several
it's
like
okay.
shattered, what you could assume eggs.
But that's
Oh,
only
those
if
have
it's
nightmares.
warranted.
a few
tonight.
bodies here and there.
Hey, at least we don't have to deal with the snapping turtle again.
This might be a bit of a problem. I'll go ahead and look around the room and see if I find anything that could be useful and bring the brothers back over here afterwards.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that. You're just sitting there, just like soaked.
Yeah.
Another
Basically.
24.
At 24. At this point, you guys do realize Scav has wandered off.
Oh, I didn't mention this to anybody. You just see me wonder, what the hell is that? I heard.
Even.
Scav, you look around the room a bit, and you do find the remains of what looks to be a goblin in some
Does it
sort of
smell
ropes.
like jerry can?
Oh, most certainly does.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up.
And you do see like the remains of some other adventurers there. You find a few gold pieces. You find some tattered leather armor. You find what you would assume would be some sort of heavy plated fighter, but they've been bit in half essentially.
So are they covered in half plate now?
Essentially. And you you pick up the body of Jerry Ken. Do a perception for me.
Not too great. Ow! God damn it!
Sparta's trying to let you know that's what you get for walking off like that.
What's that? 14.
14. You kind of start to walk back out, and something caught your eye, but you kind of dismiss it, and you see eventually Scabbard come walking out of the. So if you're facing in the direction that he's coming from the right side tunnel, and he's carrying what looks to be left of some sort of body.
Oh.
And it's very, very awkward for him because it's bigger than he is.
Dragging along and carefully placed them against the wall. I found Jerry Can.
Oh. Shit.
No. And I also found a nest with a bunch of eggs that have already hatched.
Oh, fuck.
Along with a bunch of bodies and more adventurers that are very much
Are
dead.
there any eggs that haven't hatched?
It wasn't so much they were hatched; it looks like they were broken. Like possibly they were found and they were being destroyed.
So, I don't know. We'll have to go back to take a look and see for sure. But, I can lead the way, but this is, I nudge the body. This is Jerry Can.
You nudge the body, and the jaw that's barely connected hangs open, and the head kind of lolls off to the side, not connected really with much tissue anymore.
Oh.
Tasty.
That's Jerry Can, alright. Has his scent.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm looking for parts because I have a contract to fulfill.
you see him just stacking up all these pieces of what little pieces of the bullet. They look like coins to the rest of you, but to him they're like giant pieces of bullet for his contract.
You might be able to find more at the nest site. I'll leave
Sorry,
us
what?
there. There's a nest where the Bulette was staying at.
Oh. Great.
If you want, I could take us there. It's just this way.
Should probably look at that, right?
In that case, I will lead the way.
Pile my pieces that I found with the bigger pieces that she found. Is your nature stuff going to like take over everything here? Like, can we leave it here, or do we have to carry this stuff around?
You can do a nature.
That's an 18 for nature.
You kind of look back at it and you see how slow it's spreading. You can see some moss starting to go outside and it's forming vines and leaves. You're like, it'll be fine. It won't take. It's going to take a long time for this to do its thing.
Okay. So pile everything in one little spot and come back to it.
Yeah.
I'll help him move it next to a spot next to Jerry Can, so that way it's easy to find.
I'm
Or
gonna
at
ask
least
Humphrey
or
a
at least-
question.
Okay.
If we put the that pile, can you hold that?
You get no response.
Do you not want to hold that?
You get a no response. The hat just slumps over your eyes.
I'll take that as a no.
It seems your hat does not like you today.
No.
Right, show us what you found, Scav.
So you lead him back to that area?
Take him directly back to the cave that had the little nesting site.
You get down there and it's significantly warmer in the area, and essentially you see the same things that he saw, which were dead adventurers, eggs that look like they have been caved in.
I wanted to say something before we actually went off.
Okay.
I wanted to leave my mantis there to try to find parts of my machine.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
bullet parts. So whatever parts, bullet parts, and machine parts, pile them over here, guy. Please.
You see this little mantis, his little robotic mantis. You just see it kind of scared. Pick up a piece, hold it on its head, run back to the pile,
Yep.
drop it. You see it dragging a larger piece.
Back to the nest.
Since we have found a cache of eggs, Augie is actually going to look around the entire layer, through any tunnels it's made, through any stretch of the mines that it may have considered its lair, and try to find more eggs.
Yeah.
To see if there is even a single one intact.
Okay.
That would be bad.
All right, go ahead. Do the rest of you want to partake in this?
Yes,
Yeah, we should
take a look
sure.
for anything out of the ordinary, any eggs, anything potentially useful, anything at all.
Okay.
Definitely search. as
Cayenne's
much as we
just
can.
tired and ready to go home.
Are you just
That's
enjoying?
She's
That's
just
12 on
here.
investigation.
That was a 12 for you.
Oh, we're investigating now.
All right.
18.
18.
That time it's a 23.
I ain't finding garbage.
Oh, you found your machine.
Oh,
It's a 9 for me.
a 9. You're kind of going along with Mongo a little bit. Are you gonna roll or just hang out?
She's just hanging out. She's just waiting until they're done so they can go back.
Yeah, since I don't have any light right now, I really probably can't find anything.
Yeah.
Because my mantis is looking for parts.
So you're going with Mongo, and you kind of look around a bit, and you kind of look through the bodies a little bit, and you kind of lift one up a little bit, and you realize it's part of a possible wiggly finger class.
What?
And you do find what looks like kind of like a scroll. Yoink. Augie, you don't really find anything. You go down the different paths and the different trails. One goes way further than you do want to actually adventure. Much deeper subterranean. You can actually feel the cold from it mixed with heat in different spots of possible volcanic veins.
Do I believe that this could be another section of its lair?
Do a nature for me.
That's
You
gonna
do.
be shit because I don't think I have any points in it. Actually, I do. That's
do.
a modified 20.
You hang around that area for a little bit, and it's not another part of its lair. It seems to head to possibly much deeper into the actual planet.
Okay. Ignore it. Continue searching.
Okay, Scav, you go back to the nest and you kind of start looking around a little bit. And you try the different areas around it, and you do kind of eventually just kind of kick over a body, and you pause for a moment, and you see what looks to actually be an intact egg.
Damn it!
What are you going to do?
Fry it.
Let's have a big omelet.
I
A
mean,
big
it's
earthy omelet.
I mean, it's next to basically a volcanic vein, so I don't think frying is going to do much.
Scrambled. Got it.
Oh, I see the gears turning over there.
On
Hang on,
one
you can do an
hand-
investigation.
On one hand,
Oh, shoot,
It's the egg of a
water out
Bulette.
for
That
cheese.
would be 8.
We did not put out water for the cheddar.
on the other,
You're sitting there talking to yourself about this, and Cayenne, you're at the opening of this, and you hear Scaver talking to himself about something.
on
We'll
one hand,
stomp in with intentions of terrifying the daylights out of him.
You are thoroughly terrified because you hear an angry sister.
eh,
What are you thinking of destroying now?
I'm not thinking of destroying anything. Matter of fact,
I hope it's not something Augie was looking for.
Possibly.
Yay, Cayenne's on my side.
Because you know what would happen if you broke something she's been looking for at least a little bit.
I'm gonna put this egg inside of a. I'm gonna use my cloak or my little like cape thing, wrap it up in there.
Yeah, you see him wrapping up the bullet egg.
An egg.
Are you gonna stop him?
I'm gonna watch him and I'm gonna basically follow as close to him as possible. And just stalk him
Oh,
with every movement he makes.
oh,
Wrap it up.
you have a horse heavy breathing on you.
That's fine. I'll put it on my backpack. This might actually.
Oh, I see.
be
Ignore the problem until it goes
useful.
away. Brilliant.
You guys eventually get back to the area, and you see the honest sight of Cayenne basically, like, literally looming over Scabbard. But yeah, you see Cayenne looming over Scabbard. And as soon as he takes a step, she takes a step. As soon as he moves, she moves. And she does not look happy.
I look right at Cayenne. What'd he do?
Believe he found something that was intact.
Augie immediately perks up. Intact?
I don't know. Scabbard, do you want to tell Augie what you found?
I think I may have found an egg. One that hasn't been
Brilliant.
damaged. One that hasn't
Give it to Cayenne.
hatched. And one that's I don't know. But I'm holding on to it. It might be useful.
So useful. For what?
Augie is then going to stomp over, place her hammer's head on the floor, and place her palms over each other on top of the hammer's pommel, and lean ever so slowly down to Scav's level. Now, little brother,
Nikolai, you see this happening too.
I'm
You-
backing the fuck up.
do understand that you are not properly equipped to understand the dangers of a wild animal, or the proper rearing of said wild animal, regardless of which direction that it goes. Yes.
I'm fully aware of this. Which is
You
why
do
I
understand
think
that Cayenne would be a very good candidate for figuring out the best possible course of action
Pretty sure Cayenne's like, let's put the egg back.
for an egg found in the wild. Yes.
Yes, but this isn't the wild. It's a mine.
Right.
It's not supposed to be here in the
But it is
first
still a wild creature.
Cayenne, based off your nature, you look around, you're standing in a cavern in the tunnels that you've been exploring with your siblings after combat. Are not mines, they're actually just subterranean tunnels.
These are basically just subterranean tunnels that humans and other folk come down into.
So,
So it's in its natural habitat, is what I'm hearing.
oh yeah, this isn't natural happening yet.
From what I understand, yes.
They're subterranean, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't that be in its wild?
I suppose you're right.
Well, okay. So I've heard this thing when talking to like well, those people that do what's it called, animal husbandry? Yeah. Where like you can take animals that are wild and like if you raise them from little ones, they're not so wild. Not all the time. There's this what? It's nature or
Suddenly,
nurture. kind of thing.
Augie's eyes go wide and she glares at Nikolai.
What?
Ruining my plans!
What are your plans?
Nikolai has tread very, 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 very handily upon the exact path she wants to take with this egg.
Augie's like, I want this for myself.
Well, so what, you're talking about raising the thing as a pet?
It's a bulette.
So it's our fucking mascot now?
No. I'm thinking we might be able to take this egg somewhere, such as, like, I don't know, a place where really, really, really smart types are. You know, wizards and scientists and such. People who might be able to learn more about this and how to deal with these problems, because this was a major. We were lucky. We were lucky we got out of this alive.
Augie suddenly motions.
We
to
invaded
Cayenne.
the animals' territory.
Oh, great.
If people
Home invasion.
wouldn't come down
I
here
thought they were
and
monsters.
bother the animal, it wouldn't eat them.
Technically, it invaded the mine itself.
Wait a minute, aren't these things monsters?
You can point to the very obvious hole into the subterranean area that you guys fell through.
Explain how that is part of a mine at all. The hole we fell into, where there's not been like any kind of workers using tools. There's no tools anywhere.
I
It's
just
just
point to
dirt.
the bodies that were coming from up that were dragged down.
Augie
It
is
was a
going to point
problem,
out
so
the
we
lack
took
of
care of it.
structural,
So, what's the discussion,
like,
guys?
bracing or.
Are we saying break the egg, keep it, raise it as a pet, eat it?
Augie and Cayenne, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Cayenne. Augie and Cayenne are both saying, no, we raise the thing and or release the thing in a more safe area.
Cayenne, do a nature for me. I want you to do a wisdom for me.
that
Natural.
was
20.
a 7.
A 7? You're just too frustrated.
Well, if we want to do what he suggested and take it to a bunch of wizards, I pull out the invite. I know where some are.
A 17 on nature for me.
Okay.
I kind of have to go there anyway, so
It's not a bad idea.
Well, Cayenne
it is a school.
looks a bit frustrated. You kind of put two and two together that the egg was next to a very, very hot place that you do not like, and you're going to be taking it through a much cooler environment. On top of that, you kind of understand what they're saying, and you have a contract from the Hunters Guild, and they would probably know best to do with it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is you probably want to take it to people that know what to do.
But you can share what I've relayed to you guys.
So
Does
It
it count as
would-
parts too? I don't know.
honestly, it would probably be best to take it to the guilds. They would probably know the best means of action to take.
The guild is going to say that it's a monster and kill it on sight.
Probably.
I thought it is a monster.
Nothing is actually
A monster is only a monster if you call it such and make it such.
Little
Rose
brother,
by
you're
any
a
other
talking
name,
mouse. Are you a monster?
Essentially.
No.
Little brother, I am a talking half dragon. Am I a monster?
No. Well, I mean, sometimes.
Your other little brother is a kobold. Is he a monster?
It's been said he is.
Not the point.
That is a valid argument.
I mean, a lot of people don't like kobolds. Look, did you read your history?
Kobolds are fairly welcome, except for some places.
Well, not in the past, right? I mean, there were hordes of these things, right? Hordes of you guys like killing people at one time.
Mm,
I don't know. I've only met one other of my kind. I'm not a.
The
typical
point
kobold.
being, as Cayenne said, a monster is only a monster if people make it out to be a monster.
Okay.
Most monsters, as she very heavily puts on air quotes, are perfectly fine if left alone. And some of them, if raised to be a boon to society rather than a bane to society can be an absolute font of utility. For
Okay.
instance, Cayenne won't have to drag the cart anymore.
We have a
That's
horse
good
for
too.
that.
Yes, but how long is a horse
can't
gonna last?
fight for itself.
Okay.
So, you guys discussed this amongst yourselves for a little bit. I would like you guys to actually come to a vote instead of beating the bullet to death.
I like the idea of taking it someplace to see what is the best options available. Or just break it.
I'm in favor of
Just
taking
kill
it to a place that would probably know best.
Augie is in favor of rearing the bullet and trying to raise it as a companion. For the party, not a personal companion.
Cayenne would like to take the egg to the druids to see if there is a way to be able to raise the bullet.
So again, take it to someone who maybe knows better. than
Yes.
us.
The tree huggers, no offense, would probably know best.
Yeah.
That
So-
does make the most sense.
Could always speak to one of the druids in the circle of shepherd.
I will,
That's actually a very valid option.
I'm down for that.
with this information, I will very carefully hand the egg.
So,
over to
Nikolai.
Diane.
Yeah.
Can you please do a tinkering check for me?
Okay.
Actually, do an intelligence and a tinkering
Like,
check.
how do we keep this thing warm? Isn't it supposed to be warm?
I have it wrapped inside of the blanket cape.
Intelligence is in that order?
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Okay. That's a 23.
Okay. Now
This
roll a
is
tinkering
player
check.
asking player, did you still have the aha
Tinkering's not that good.
or did you already use it?
That was just
That
in the first bomb.
is a 12.
12. So you see Nikolai, he moves about, and you need a piece of fabric,
Mhm.
and you need a second piece of fabric,
Mhm.
and you have an idea.
Okay.
So run with that part real quick. You got siblings here with.
On a note, the warmest place would probably be. Actually, I'll just say this as Augie. As far as keeping the egg warm, the safest way to do so would probably be multiple layers of clothing and put it in the crook of Cayenne's back.
The idea you essentially have is get two pieces of fabric,
Mhm.
put a bunch of stuff between it,
Okay.
and then use what's left of your flamethrower to basically keep that wire hot.
Oh yeah.
Make an insulated blanket.
Yeah, I was thinking is like, can't we keep this thing warm somehow? Yeah.
But you can you go ahead and do as you want with that information.
Well, like, okay, so how hot does this thing have to be kept?
Well, I mean, it's been surrounded in little sections that had magma down there, so.
Okay,
Pretty hot.
where did you find it?
Down in
nest.
the nest.
Okay, let's go to the nest so we can figure out how hot it is there. Is it so hot that I can't do anything to figure this out, or is it an easy thing to do?
For levity's sake, you go back down there.
Uh-huh.
You guys are dragged down there by your brother because he starts
Want
walking
it right
in
here?
direction.
Okay.
Back down there by
Feel
all
it.
of us. Let's be real here.
Get an
Yeah.
idea of what that temperature area is.
You think you can pretty much replicate that in
Okay.
the concept that you came up with.
Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, I can keep it warm.
So
I just need to find my flamethrower.
go ahead and roll a tinkering.
I'll help him find his stuff.
All right, do an investigation.
Yeah, I'll start looking around for all the pieces of his gizmo. The whole ball
How much
contraption.
did my mantis find?
Not a lot. It's like little pieces of gears and stuff.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am so sorry. I actually have to run to the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
13.
You're good.
16.
Okay.
Tinkering check.
So, Cayenne, your senator's keeping this thing company while everybody
Yes.
else basically runs around like a chicken on there with their heads cut off.
Basically have the cloak wrapped egg like shoved like underneath my shirt right about my hip,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
It's kind of like
Where you become a horse.
it's like this big, essentially. Eventually, you see Nikolai do as Nikolai does. He takes what's left of the half plate from the poor fucking dead guy. Has Augie bend it a bit. Puts insulation inside with leather and stuff. Does this stuff with, like, you know, wire and cord and stuff. Makes another section where it can be closed and padded for the egg, essentially.
Like a coil of wire in there, and the flame just heating the wire all the time.
Yeah, and you see, like, this, like, the flamethrower attached to it, and you see, like, this weird gauge, and he explains it to you so that you can actually adjust the heat to keep it just right to this temperature.
Yeah. Turn it this way if it gets too cold, turn it this way if it gets too hot.
Yeah, and you're just like, you have, like, this weird egg incubator thing that's been made by your brother.
Keep that strapped to me.
It's got, like, little straps on it so you can wear it like a backpack, too.
Or a front pack.
Or a front pack.
Most likely.
Oh, you can wear it like a fanny pack. There you go. Oh, you could call it Eggy Pack. So you get this situated after at least like a good 2 hours go by, and you start heading back over to the opening where pieces have been gathered of what was left of the original bullet. You take some of the egg pieces and stuff, throw those in a bag, and you see Cayenne walking with like this egg pouch in front of her.
You ever played Death Stranding?
No.
You know the baby?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Good reference there. And you guys kind of stop dead in your tracks because you see the body of Jerry Kent, and occasionally you kind of see the body of Lowell a little bit, and you're instantly identified as almost like you hear like odd, ethereal, disembodied cat sounds. And then as you start to get a bit closer, they just stop. And if you want, you can do a survival for me, you guys.
Oh.
21.
21?
Said survival?
Mm-hmm.
17.
17?
I'm probably
6.
oblivious.
6? You're distracted by the achy.
11.
11? So you kind of hear the familiar, you're familiar with it very much, Mongo, the pitter-patter of almost like padded feet. But you don't see anything, and you can see some dust displaced here and there, those that rolled high enough, and something just seems to fade off into the shadows.
What is high enough?
I'm telling you,
Oh, okay.
just
Well,
high enough.
did I see the dust? 'Cause I rolled an 11.
No.
Okay.
You're short.
Then I didn't roll high enough.
Yeah.
Get the contractor, Jerry Cam.
Okay.
Look it over.
Okay.
See any information about that cat he was looking for.
It just says his invisible cat.
Well, I think we just found that one.
Mhm.
As you hear this, you kind of perk up like, what?
This cat we can't see.
You mean to
How do
tell
you know?
me that cat was actually real?
Yes.
If we can't see it, how do you know we found it?
You go over and you look it down, and it takes you a few moments because you're being very careful. You see a paw print that's like about that big.
That's bigger than Nikolai. That's scary.
A paw print half the size of me.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
I crawl on top of Augie's head.
Save me, Augie.
Is this an invisible
That
cat
is an
or
applicable
tiger?
response.
Huh?
I said that is
Cats
an
or
applicable
tigers?
response.
That's a big cat.
I got Bruce Flame going.
No. Okay, one, that's not going to do anything. Two, you can't see Kitty, so you're not going to hit them. So you can go ahead and put the volume out.
Nope.
Yeah, they eventually get your attention with a ruckus, and you see this massive paw print.
That's a big cat. It's going to eat me.
Stay in Augie's pocket, you'll be fine.
Cayenne will just snort and roll her eyes at Nikolai.
Its paws are bigger than me.
Okay, I'm bigger than you. I could cut your head off and eat you right now.
But you're my sister.
She'll cut,
Okay,
which means
and?
you know she'll do it.
Cannibalism, ever heard of it?
What? That's a cat. It's a big cat.
Oh, boo-hoo, big kitty scare mousy. Get
Oh,
over
yeah.
it, Nikolai. And with that, she's just gonna
Savage.
keep looking for the cat.
Oh, the
Any cave spiders, scorpions, or possibly even centipedes?
Are you looking for something to snack on?
I'm looking for something that I may be able to use to make like a dye.
Okay, roll a nature for me.
I'm scanning for.
There's plenty of
any
dust
signs
around,
of
I
this thing.
assume.
Good idea.
There is dust, yeah.
17.
Are you going to produce fart?
Cayenne's just aimlessly, without a care, wandering and looking for signs of said cat.
What the? Kelly, are you there?
I think Kelly had to take us.
Oh.
Okay.
Basically,
no
go
sound.
around.
I am here. I had something in my teeth. I apologize.
Okay.
I didn't want to show that on
Okay.
screen. Me trying to pick at my teeth.
As you're there, you kind of look around a little bit, and you hear Scav basically making like almost like half hiss noises, and he's almost like a cat messing with something, and he eventually gets like a leather glove, and he grabs the centipede that's almost as big as he is.
Bring it over. Who has some tools? I have an idea.
Oh,
Cayenne will nope right out of that and walk off.
Gonna look around
Wait,
for
I'm falling
some
after
more
her.
paw
I'm not
prints.
paying attention to anything.
Pro hopping
anybody's
and bucking
saying.
at him for following her because she
I'm
don't do
looking
legs.
for paw prints, giant paw prints.
I am trying to find a big paw print and just grab some
Hang
of the
on.
dust around and
You're
spread it
not
around.
afraid of this, are you?
I will kick you in the teeth if you come any closer.
Oh, this is precious.
Oh no!
I'm
I
staying
will
the
leave
fuck
you
out
alone,
away from
but I'm gonna hold this against you for a while. And I'm gonna walk away, but I'm gonna see if I can't find something to use to crush this down to turn it into like a paste.
Probably rocks.
You find a nice big
Yeah.
rock.
It's probably gonna eat a little bit of it too, actually. But yeah, I will go ahead and take whatever I can, maybe like whatever I can use as a bowl or something. Crush this up. I'm gonna add some dirt to this and turn it into like a little bit of like a colored powder almost.
That's gonna take a while to dry out.
I know, but
Yeah.
I want to do the best I can at this because worst case scenario, we see that dust again, we can flick it, and it'll mark whatever is there.
You're like you just kind of look over at what Scav is doing, and you just kind of hold up some dust in your paws.
So we see this thing again, or we hear it, or whatever. We throw this
We
out.
never saw it in the first place.
I know, but now we know that there's proof.
Are you heading for the exit?
If we throw this,
I'm
at
walking aimlessly looking
it,
for
it'll
more
make it
paw prints to
covered,
get
and
a
we can
general
see what's
direction.
there.
Wouldn't
Okay.
just normal dust
Doing
do that?
a nature.
Augie's just
Yes,
heading
but
for
it'll be
the
a
exit.
different color.
Basically,
easier
see
to
if she
spot,
becomes
plus
a
if it rubs against
Well, if
something.
A
there's
toy
a
for
bunch
said
of
kitty.
dust not
Go ahead
falling
and do
from
a
the
survival for me,
sky,
Augie.
And Augie, you're,
I got
you're
a 22.
definitely feeling Nikolai walking around on top of your helmet, around the lantern that he attached to your helmet, just looking around like constantly.
Parrot.
give him a bunch of the dust. Go get some more. Look for a
Survival,
footprint,
that's
and-
gonna be an 8.
You guys are there, and you hear a very loud ting, and it's from Augie's direction as she sets a pike in the wall, ties a rope to it, starts making a way to basically go up this incline to get out. A relatively safe way out.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
That was a 22. That was a 22
If
on
we
nature.
found the cat, obviously it's following us, and we can just leave and it will follow us back.
I'm looking for trails behind where she's going.
Did you grab the body of Jerry Can? Anybody?
I would have.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'm gonna just speak out in cat and try to talk to the invisible furball.
Okay. You see Scabbard while he's trying to make this paste in a jar, and he has this dead goblin strapped to his back with rope as he's heading over towards Augie. Very Weekend at Bernie's there. Weekend at Jerry Can.
Oh no.
God.
We can at Gertrude's. Well, wait, what was his mother's name? I don't think it was Gertrude.
Terrifying old lady.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
I think I put it down
I
in the
don't
notes.
actually know that we got a name for her. Actually, she was kind of terrifying.
Actually, you did. It's Vipoil.
But yeah, I'll actually try to talk to Kitty.
Roll diplomacy.
Persuasion.
Good luck.
Persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion. Don't get eaten.
Okay.
Did I find any paw prints with my 22?
You do find them, and it's been basically tracking around this area. And it kind of stopped at where the nest was and kind of paced back and forth. And it's kind of been pacing around where the body was left, essentially.
17.
17? You hear the startling sound as he starts speaking cat. And you don't get a response.
I see any fresh paw prints?
Mm-mm.
Grab a
Nikolai,
couple
do an
paw
intelligence
prints
for me.
of dust and
I don't know if Nikolai would have this thought because he doesn't have pet cats. That would be an 18.
For the intelligence?
Yeah.
You're thinking about this and you're kind of panicked, roaming around on top of the
Augie's head.
and
Yes.
you realize, oh shit, we have a limited amount of fuel for this bullet.
Yeah.
We should probably be getting back.
Yeah. We need to get going back. The fuel might go out, but I can keep it hot with this. But cat, big cat. But my thought was, would Nikolai know anything about like pet cats? Like they follow their owners around and stuff. Okay.
Nope, that would be a scab thing.
Okay.
You're more like, I can make a fake cat.
And I can burn a cat.
fuck did you say?
I can burn a cat.
Don't burn the cat.
After Cayenne's done her investigation, she's going to make her way for the exit to head back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Get
would
out.
actually understand that a pet cat would actually follow as well. So that if you guys continue on, it should technically follow along and not really do anything to you.
Damn, I was gonna try to ride the cat.
I will follow behind.
Yeah, you kind of see him following with you guys, and he's got the body strapped to his back, not even covered, just kind of out there in the open as a dead goblin strapped to him.
Should we do something about, just maybe wrap up the dearly departed?
I'm not carrying him.
I just said wrap him up, not carry him.
I know, but I said I'm not the one carrying him, so that should have been thought of beforehand.
Once we get outside, we can
Yes.
take
get
care of
outside.
things better. Right now, let's just get outside.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have my cloak, so I can't wrap it up. That's currently around the egg. So, let's make our way outside.
Yes.
You do make your way outside without no issue, and you get outside, and it's already like mid-afternoon of the next day. The strain of combat, the traveling within the mines, has made time travel by very quickly. But now the sheer exhaustion is starting to hit each of you from how long you've been awake, and the adrenaline long faded.
Is the mushroom still on my head, or did it already scamper off?
It's still on your head.
I have a giant sun hat of a mushroom that moves.
Oh, it literally is almost like glowing because it's just like the sun is hitting it and making it glow even more.
I have the perfect place for this little guy.
Yes, I'll make my way over to the quartermaster's tent.
So we're out of the mines.
You're at the mouth of the mines.
We should
No
probably
sign of giant cat following me.
Do an investigation. He's terrified of the cat.
He's gonna blame me for this. I fucking know it.
Hey, Mongo, if you want, you can do a performance.
The 22.
22? What?
Natural 20.
Would you like to act like an evil cat and startle your brother?
Are you sure? Remember, ball of fire in my hands.
How exactly are we walking?
I don't know, typical marching order? You
I'm on
have,
top of Augie,
You probably have Scav in the middle because he's literally carrying a dead
constantly
body.
going around the lantern that's on top of her helmet, looking for giant cat that's going to eat me.
Nikolai, eyes forward. Come on. I have
No!
to see where I'm going.
If it was just a regular house cat, I wouldn't be so freaked out.
I'm resisting the urge to flick you off of Augie's head so she gets some peace from you, Nikolai. Or just tie you to her leg and you be dragged.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Up, down, up, down.
Mage paw. See, when waiting for the right time, for when he's kind of pacing,
Mm-hmm.
and I can kind of see where he's going to try to just indiscriminately launch fire. I don't want it to hit anybody,
Okay.
so I'll wait, and it's like right across his back, just enough to get his attention, not enough to move him.
As you're going around and you're off like looking over Augie's right shoulder, you feel like something brush along your back.
So from my back going forward, or the party's
Yeah.
going. Okay.
Well, the party's out behind you. Augie's like on one side, so there's nobody like directly behind you.
It's just a light brush.
Yeah.
Okay. What, Augie? Did you see something?
What? No! Keep the lantern forward! What are you doing?
Well, no. You don't understand.
I understand that you're a lunatic, and I can't see where I'm going unless the lantern is pointed forward.
Oh no, I'm not moving the lantern around. I'm using my fire for the light. I see a
said that
giant
you were-
ball there, and it looks like it's coming towards me. I'm gonna fire.
If I do it again across his back,
I thought you were saying you were moving the lantern
Stand
around.
I
there
was
as well.
walking around the lantern. You know, I constantly going in a 360, like looking around.
Are you
I'm
really
not
trying to
stopping.
cause
Okay.
chaos?
I'm just
Okay.
using the lantern as like a pivot point to walk around.
What are you doing? What
Hand
cheeky
on top
fuck-
of lantern,
What cheeky fucking idea do you
walking
have?
around.
as he's
Okay.
doing this, I'm just going to try to slowly lift him up.
Now I
Very
have a better
slowly.
understanding of what you're doing. Now I can help Mongo in fucking with you.
Roll a sleight of paw there, Mongo.
Fuck. 5.
So you're standing there and you feel something hit you and you suddenly go tumbling forward off of Augie's head.
I try to catch him.
Like a thump, like something swatted at me.
No, like something hit you from underneath.
Augie suddenly grew a horn.
She already has a horn.
Now she has more.
Okay,
I will try to catch
try
him with a
to
Go ahead.
figure out understand my anatomy of giant cats, and see if there's a way a cat could have knocked me up. An invisible cat could have knocked me up forward.
14 on the die. And what do we add?
Nature,
Just,
intelligence.
Did he
sleight of hand.
Did he tumble off of her head?
Going
17.
straight forward, head over kilter. What was that?
So understanding what could be the
Yes,
anatomy
yes,
of giant cats, is it intelligence, nature, what?
Nature.
Nature. Okay.
17 to catch him.
Okay.
That would be a 19.
19? You understand that sometimes that when cats do play with food, that they will bat them up in the air.
So, from the trajectory that I was sent, where would this cat be?
Directly behind you.
Fire!
You just see a fireball go straight up into the air,
Didn't hit nothing.
and you're tumbling
Shit.
forward, and you just land in a mage hand.
Thank you. It's right there. Or it was right there.
Eventually, you do get to the quartermaster. Above ground, the guards are looking at you.
There's a giant invisible cat coming.
The guards are like,
I move
Right.
him away.
Ignore him. He's a lunatic.
and
Shell
you're
shock.
carrying a body with you. Carry on.
Ignore the
Bulette's
body.
problem has
He's
been
also a
taken
care of.
lunatic.
Don't let it out. It's giant.
Shut it,
like, pause it like
Nikolai.
this big, like as big as me, bigger than me.
Kicks Nikolai in the forehead to shut him up.
You get flicked in the forehead. Your eyes go cross-eyed a little bit.
You're not allowed to speak right now. Shut up.
What?
You're not allowed to speak right now. Shut up.
Trauma.
You're not allowed to speak right now. Shut up.
How are you not worried about a giant cat?
Because I'm not a scared little mouse like you.
I beg to differ. That centipede was hilarious.
I just don't like legs. They make me want to vomit, which I would vomit on you.
Oh,
And then
man.
kick your intestines into your throat.
Perhaps we should cover up the dearly departed with something to make
We're
it a
going
little less
to. We're going
obvious.
to make camp over there and point to like a crook in the mountainside or countryside or.
You're in the farmlands.
We're not that. far
Is
from
there
the
like a
city.
dilapidated shack or anything?
No, there's not really. There's it's like the essentially it's where all the farmers live. There's farmlands, there's farmhouses, there's barns.
How
There's
far
the
away from the
quartermaster.
tavern are we?
Probably about maybe an hour or two.
I don't want to stop here.
How far away are we from? Tom may have just asked this. I didn't quite hear. How far away are we from the nearest barn?
Oh, the nearest barn, probably about 10 minutes.
All right. I will suggest to the party that we shack up for the night in just a barn.
I don't want to stay here.
It's mid-afternoon.
I don't want to
it's-
stay here.
We
Yeah,
only
it-
have about an hour's travel just to get back to the city.
We're almost
Yeah, but
there.
we do want to swaddle the dearly departed. We do want to
It would
take
prob-
inventory, and we do want to figure out
the sooner
transport to the city for the egg, because you only have so much fuel, right?
Here's the thing.
Could I theoretically keep it warm enough with my produce line?
No.
So here's the
But
thing.
you could use wood to create more fuel.
Okay.
We only have a limited amount of time in order to keep the egg warm.
Mhm.
And on top of that, the sooner we get Jerry Can's body back to, who,
I'm
The
more
sooner
or
I'm where
less
they're-
worried about turning in the Bulette contract because, there's a time limit.
there is that.
Well, I think we should stop and actually cover up what remains of Jerry Can,
Well,
just to be a
we
little.
can also do this in the open. We don't have to hide to cover up a body.
A farmer walks by you, and they're like with their like little girl, and she's like, "Oh my God, that goblin's sleeping."
That's right. Just nap time.
See?
Very
Got punched
tight.
really, really hard, and I was just sleeping it off.
Reaches into her pack and just pulls out one of her cloaks, not mattering if it's tattered or not, and just tosses it. Just cover him up.
You're just suddenly covered in a tarp of a cloak.
But how?
I will
That's-
help.
Ta-da! Problem solved. Are we ready?
What do you do?
I'm gonna help make it so that way the body is covered, but he can still move.
About how
Okay.
much time do I have with the fuel that's available?
Probably about 20 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, we only have about 20 minutes or so before there's no more fuel. If you can gather some more wood or whatever, we can keep it going for a little bit longer.
We're in farmlands.
Yeah.
Just gather a pretty sizable bundle of straw.
Yeah, I'll help with that.
It's pretty easy. You're in farmlands. You've done it before, just walking along, going to wherever you're going. It's just like, oh,
She'll be very quickly doing this, like, someone on some form of drugs. Just so they get this done so they can go, because she's getting very annoyed at this point.
And I don't want to be anywhere around here myself. I'd rather be in the city where there's lots of guards.
A guard walks past us. Hey, there's plenty of us out here.
To fight a giant cat that's bigger than me, whose feet are bigger than me.
The guard looks very perplexed and gets taken. And you realize they're a tabaxi. I'm bigger than you.
No, its feet are bigger than me.
Hey, look, we just got into kind of a bit of a fight. He head trauma.
No,
Don't
there's a
listen to him.
giant cat with feet bigger than me.
You've never seen one.
I saw the feet prints.
Do the faculties need to be checked with the mouse folk?
I am not crazy.
We tried. He's just doomed.
He's frazzled. I pulled a prank on him. He thinks he's a gigantic invisible cat.
No, I saw the footprints. You showed them to us.
But
Nikolai, will you
I'm
please
going to-
refuel your contraption so we can keep the egg warm?
I'm
And let's get back to the
going to
city.
go
Yes,
to
yes,
my
yes.
post now.
Yes.
And the tabaxi walks off.
Have a great day.
There's a giant killer cat out here.
I'm not that big.
There-
We'll inform the quartermaster that the Bulette situation has been taken care of, while the siblings figure out what the hell they're doing with themselves.
He-
Cayenne is pacing at this
yeah,
point.
eventually, Scabbard does wander back after going to one of the buildings, talking to the quartermaster briefly. You refill the thing, you carry on. You're going to the Hunter's Guild first, right? To collect the first bounty.
Yep.
We'll definitely be going with.
Or would
If
you
we're
go...
doing that first, second order of business is we attend to Cayenne and properly secure the egg so that she can take it to the druids.
Yes.
You get to the Hunter's Guild,
Mhm.
and they look at the contract. They're like, "This contract has been amended. Please travel outside the front of the city gates where there is a temporary encampment for the owner of this contract. Once that has been dealt with, please return here so that we can consider this completed."
You do that, Cayenne egg.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you two go take care of the egg. We'll go take care of this.
That's right, we gotta take
gotta-
I
care of
have
this.
to go by myself. They don't allow outsiders in the Enclave.
Okay.
And
You go
that's
take care of
Well,
that.
I
why
will teach you how to keep the fire going then.
He just it's like a little,
Yeah.
almost like a little furnace, like like you see in old houses where you just open it up, cast iron one, and just put fuel
An
in
iron
there.
stove.
Yeah, an iron stove, exactly. And you put more fuel in there, and it keeps it lit.
So basically, just put kindling in there and it's good.
Yep. So you head off in your direction for the Enclave.
Yes.
You guys head outside of town, and you see like this large wagon. It's almost kind of like a travel bus type wagon, and you see the familiar kind of setup that this goblin is familiar with. You walk past it as well to go to the Enclave, and you see these massive Clydesdale horses, and they're wearing full leather and plate mail. And you see their handler with them, and they have like an entire bucket of apples and also fresh hay and an entire trough of like crystal clear water.
Jesus. She's gonna continue on her way to the druids because that is pretty important.
Yeah. And you guys approach this thing, and you see there's a guard there, and it is this massively tall, two-headed troll. And it just picks up this massive war axe and puts it on its shoulder and starts walking in your direction.
Hello there.
You're just looking up at this thing like, up there. And both their heads are like, well, you.
Neither of them wants to deal with us.
Neither of them wants to deal with this.
Makes fucking sense.
I'm gonna turn off my brain. You deal with it.
The guild told us
you
that...
see him for a moment just ignoring your existence, and they're almost like you see him playing. They rest the giant axe against him. Yeah, rock paper scissors with each other, and one of them goes, and the other one just reaches down, pulls its hat down, and holds the axe. Want.
So, we were just at the Hunters Guild, and we were told that the contract for the bullet got amended, and that we need to come talk to somebody in this camp about that.
It just gets down on one knee and just leans down to you. You can feel the terrible breath from this thing.
Feel the breath.
Yeah.
I take a small step back and try not to have my eyes water.
Roll the con check.
Oh, that's fair. That is 7.
Your eyes start watering a little bit. It's like after Scabbard has an all-night bender of questionable things and is just gassing the room up.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
And it's just like, you present the contract?
That will shield the smell a little bit.
Yeah, trying
right from the face.
It looks at the contract. It just reaches over and taps the other head, and it just lifts up and what? And it motions the contract. Oh. You figure that one can't read, but the other one can.
Oh. Well, I guess they don't need to read.
And they just motion for the door and step aside.
Okay.
Knock on the door before
Can you...
entering.
You and
I'm gonna make a little prestidigitate a little smell of meat
like,
right around here.
in your inner nostrils.
Yes.
you open the door eventually opens and you see the orc there, and the orc's like counts you and is like, Centaur's dead?
Nope.
No.
Another business.
Oh, would have been more coin for you.
Well, she helped us deal with it. She just has to take out something else while we show up here.
Come on in.
Thank you very much.
You go inside and you're just easily taken back. There's like this... You pause for a moment because you step inside of this place and it's a large foyer and you can see stairs going up in 2 different directions and doors going off, double doors heading off in a different direction, and another double door heading off in another direction. The motions for the set of double doors.
Camp.
It's like a think of it as a giant SUV type of wagon. But inside you're just like,
Winnebago.
yeah, you step outside and you look at it and you look back inside. It's just,
It's bigger on the inside?
yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's a little bit different.
Look back at the outside. Is it covered in blue wood?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
Does it
you,
have a little light on the top.
Tom. Smack you.
I'm gonna throw a shoe at you, a chancla.
Any unique tools present?
You head off inside to the left, across the very nice floor, and you go through the double doors, and you see basically a study area with all these books, and you see basically a female tiefling there, and you see the familiar goblin sitting behind the table.
There's nothing in there. It's fine.
And she looks over and she has the Coke bottle glasses. She takes them off, sets them down, and she puts on another set. And she's like, "Ah, there you are."
Oh,
Pour some water in it.
lovely to see you again. Oh, fuck.
There you go, buddy.
And you say, "Well,
You can have it, buddy.
We have good news and some rather unfortunate news.
okay,
The bullet problem is no longer a problem.
all right."
I will.
There's no don't do a thing yet.
Scap, shut up. Augie
Um.
will reach a hand over and just clamp his mouth shut.
Thank you.
scabs.
Your dear son Jerry was located. However,
She leans over the table, practically standing on it.
yeah. Unfortunately, there's no easy or nice way to say this.
The tiefling's like, he's probably dead.
Regrettably so, yes.
You see the you can't read her very well, and you hear the door lock behind you. She's like, "All right, kill them, collect the body." Just kidding. Old family joke.
Shit.
Okay then, damn.
What do I roll to see if my heart starts beating again?
I'm gonna try and nudge her hand off my
Con check. If you fail, you pass out, I guess.
Wait, I'm trying to get free from
Roll a strength.
Um,
She just kind of laughs a bit. Seriously.
we did bring back, just in case you wanted to lay him to rest.
Six. You can't get free. It's like a vice grip.
One bat in her hand.
We think that his rather sizable invisible cat may have followed us for a duration.
She just smiles. She looks at the little kobold.
Nothing's here.
She's like, eh.
Nudge, Augie off of me and step forward.
Let go of his muzzle.
I did bring a little bit more, but and I take the cloaked, covered body of Jerry Can and carefully place it on the table.
Oh,
You have to go up the stairs and you lay it on the table, and she looks at it and she's like, she reaches over and she snaps her fingers, and you feel your hat shake a little bit.
I step back.
Your hat is continuously to shake.
That's not a good sign.
She looks over at you and she's like, you have something of his.
The scroll in the bottle with the runes on it?
Is that player or character?
Yep. That's the first one I'll hand her because
Which
I
one?
don't fucking know. Because found a scroll off of one dude,
Mm-hmm.
but then earlier last episode we also found a scroll with a potion with a rune in it.
Have a player note because I remember what it was.
You can't share it because you're not there. So you hand her both of them?
Yep.
She looks at the scroll and she throws it back at you, and she takes the bottle and she sets it down. Ah, it's spellbook. The look on your face, like, what?
So the bottle was his spell book?
Ass.
Hey, brother, is your bell your spell book?
She looks back at you and she's just like, you make choice for the group. Nobody else makes choice for group. You get gifted something, or you get coin. She motions, and the tiefling comes over and she's like, you know where? The tiefling's arguing in some other language you can't understand, and she responds back in the same language.
Is it Draconic or something? Okay.
And she's like, I will give you something my family specializes in, or you can take the coin. And you hear the door open behind you, and something brushes right past you guys. And you see the air kind of flicker a little bit, and you see this massive black cat wearing a very elegant collar on it. You see like a little piece of something hanging from its collar that's a name tag. You can do a perception to see if you can see what it says on it.
That 20.
Not 20?
I'm more
perception?
freaked out that there's now a giant black
Mhm.
cat in the room.
And this cat has 2 very long tendrils flowing off of it.
Even more freaked out now.
21.
21? And you see on the name, on the collar a little bit, there's some blood splatter on it, and you see property of Jerry Can. And it goes over and it goes up behind her and just lays down. And it just kind of lets out almost like a sad sound about the fate of Jerry Can.
It's a hard choice, actually. Because on one hand, coins are useful. On the other, a gift to be very powerful. But then we still have to go back to the guild anyways to turn in the contract. So we might
It's
end
a
up
gift
with
from
points
a mob
anyways.
boss.
Yeah, this is a gift from a mob.
We're
boss.
taking the gift, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it
Okay.
anyway.
No, this is your choice, though.
So
anyways.
you're taking the gift.
We'll accept the gift.
So she motions to the tiefling. Tiefling's like, very well. And the tiefling heads off. And about 15 minutes go by. She comes back. And the tiefling just looks frustrated because she obviously had to deal with this, but she sets down a tiny little cage in front of you. And you look inside and you see a kitten. There's a kitten of one of those things. And it has a collar on it. And do you reach out and do anything?
What is it?
She's like, we specialize in displacer beasts.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Displacer beasts are cats.
The,
No, this is-
practically, yes.
Well.
What do you do?
I'm very curious and cautiously reach out to the displacer beast and the little displacer beast kitten and try and like pet it, I guess.
It gently nips your finger, but not hard enough. And then as it nips your finger, you see on its little collar it says property of scabbard appear.
That is.
So, we join the party in the study of the Goblin, where Scabbard has made a choice for the party that may have dire consequences or good consequences. Who knows? Depends on how well he raises things.
Oh, fuck.
But yes, you see, this thing has basically, you're now the owner of this.
Ooh, what's its name?
The goblin looks at you and says, huh? And the tiefling's like, figure it out.
I'm gonna very carefully move this cage.
You just
Pick it
pick it up. It's about as half as heavy as, well, it's almost as heavy as manga.
Okay. That big boy or girl. How even is it?
This,
I don't know.
this weird, milky black cat just looks at you with its wide eyes.
Reaching you a little pat on the head.
It just kind of sits there and leans into it a little bit.
I go over, peek around.
Oh yeah, you see this thing.
It's kind of cute. Don't let it eat me.
I won't.
And behave.
Why would anyone want to eat you?
The goblin looks at you and says, "You've done your work,
Is
Get
your
out.
camera off, Kelly, or are we got something going on over here?
but you've been basically
camera's
dismissed
on.
from here."
Should be on.
Step out.
You guys head out? Okay. So over to you. You head through the forest. You know the path up by now. You know how to move fairly quickly along the way. And you eventually get to the encampment and you see someone new there.
I approach.
And It's a tiefling, and they're sitting there, and they have a stick, and the end of the stick is on fire.
Okay.
And they look over. Oh, hello. And they shake the stick out and put it back in the wood.
Hi.
And you kind of see like this weird, almost like ember-like thing, and it has like a small log, and it's just chewing on it.
I'm still covered in grossness, aren't I?
You never got cleaned.
Yep. That's true.
And it's all dried, and it's cakey now.
Mongo knows better than to just automatically press it. Make his sister clean.
To be fair, you didn't mention it, and you were kind of traumatized.
I also know better than to not do that without permission.
Yeah. And they're like, your appearance is atrocious.
That would be because I may have stabbed something. Part of a contract, though, was not mindless.
One of those city contracts.
It was a contract that was touched by a brother of mine that got me pulled into it, and I had to help.
Details aside, okay.
What are you doing out here?
I stopped in the circle for a little while to see if anyone else was here, and alas, nobody is here. They're off doing whatever other druids do.
I had something to do of importance here. Well, but I guess if no one's here, I guess I'll go to the Hunters Guild.
They just
Unless you possibly have any knowledge.
they're like, well, it depends what it is.
So, do you have any knowledge about monstrosities?
That they can be destructive, and they do need probably the handling of someone of the shepherd kind.
There seems to be an issue. At the moment, I currently have an egg that I don't have a lot of knowledge on raising. I have enough to know how to at least keep it warm. But this creature, its parent, was not very nice. I wouldn't know where to begin.
They just laugh a little bit. They're like, and the little thing over there just kind of looks over, and it just kind of like perks up a little bit at the idea of something new to chew on. And this druid's like, no, not for you. That's for you. And the thing goes back to chewing on the log, and you see it just, where it's taking bites out of it, you can see just absolutely singed and charred wood.
Taken aback by that, but I'll just shake my head and just go back to focusing on what I was talking about. Basically, the creature that me and my siblings had to deal with was a bullet.
They just kind of look a little bit, and they kind of tilt their head some, and they're like, I have vague knowledge of those things. I don't travel underground too often. I avoid it. I tend to forest and making sure that they're, make sure fire does its job. Burn things, controlled. Yeah.
We have some experience with using fire for getting rid of things.
And they just kind of go over and they use some sort of like herbal semantics that you're not familiar with, and the gore and viscera on you just kind of just flakes off you like ash.
That was actually really cool.
Like, appearances are usually needed in most places. You might alert some people to the worst kind of nature if you show up looking like that.
Yeah, I can see where that kind of problem. Was not thinking.
If you were to leave, I can stay here a while. And if you were to leave that here, I can wait for the actual shepherd druid to show up and tend to whatever it is, the bullet, as you say.
Right now, I'm currently keeping it warm in this.
They look at it and are, that is a monstrosity.
Apparently, this thing, where my brother had found it, it was really, really hot. Like, close to, like, volcanic activity hot.
Oh. Well, they don't even pay much mind to it. They just put their hand inside of the blanket to feel how warm it is. Mm-hmm. It's warm. Very warm.
I just don't know where to leave this for now.
They're like, well, you can help me build a small encampment for it, and I will keep it warm. I have the necessary means to actually keep this egg at a proper temperature.
I would very much appreciate that.
So, basically, it's building a more or less a furnace of sorts, you know, almost like a forging furnace, but not quite that hot. And then being the circle of the wildfire, they'd be able to keep it nice and toasty.
So basically, Cayenne's going to leave the egg there for now.
And the shepherd druid would pick it up and tend to it from there on. So you spend a while there. Do you guys head back to the Hunters Guild or the tavern?
I think you got a Hunters Guild.
Okay.
Yep.
And then to the Tinker's Guild.
You put this cage on your back and carry it, or do you let the little thing out to walk with you? And I'm assuming you're heading to the Hunters Guild because that's where. Okay.
I'll keep the cage on side, and I'll take a little bit of like rope or something and attach it to this thing's collar, and let him walk around a little.
It sits there and it starts chewing on the collar immediately and smacks you across the forehead with one of its tentacles.
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Oh, I
It
like
hisses
this
at
one.
you.
I just offer it some food.
It's still hissing and angry at the being
Animal handling, maybe?
tied up.
I will attempt to try and calm it down. What do I know about this place? It's not a damn thing. Here we fucking go. Alright,
A hope and a prayer is needed for Scav to survive the first night.
Pray to ceiling cat.
I'll try it. I'll try a little bit of animal handling and see if I can't calm it down a little bit.
Good luck.
15?
15. You're getting whacked by this thing, and you start getting like little cuts here and there, and you're like, God nips at you, and it's angry. And you eventually just untie the rope, and it just kind of settles back down instantly. You put two together that you just try to take away its freedom.
Okay. I think I found a name for you. We're gonna call you either Nips or Feisty.
Nips or feisty?
Probably feisty. The other one they may get confused with something else.
Yeah.
And Scav has like these little lacerations across his snout, and
Take some little bit of medicine work and try and clean this up a bit. But yes, your new name is Feisty. For now.
and it just kind of gets up and follows after you a bit. Oddly enough, you have to occasionally check to see if it's there because you can't really hear its footprints.
Alright. I guess for the most part, you can kind of trust this thing. I'll make sure it doesn't go off for Nikolai.
Okay.
I'm
It's occasionally looking in Nikolai's direction.
gonna like slowly try to condition this thing to like, hey,
Not
not
a thing.
food. Friend.
Yeah,
Family.
You've seen this. You've seen the look of cats look at Nikolai before, and that's the same
No,
look he's
no.
getting.
No, like Sparta does this whole like thing.
Eventually, you do. Oh, his little yum 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 yum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird when he does that. It's so weird.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and condition this. Try to condition Feisty to not go after Nikolai.
Appreciate it.
So, eventually, you do find your way to the Hunters Guild, and along the way, of course, he's been ravaged, and you get to the Hunters Guild.
Alright, little guy. You probably don't want to. Or girl, whatever you are. But I need you to get back in the cage just for a little bit. So I'm gonna put this down, put it right here. And if you go in, I'll reach into my pack and pull out some meat. I'll give you this. All to you.
Roll a bribery
Persuasion.
Scav has the dip bar just to persuade his head to do something.
That's a 10.
A 10? It looks at you and then it looks over to Mongo. It gets into the cage and it sits down in it. Oh my god, that's a 19 on the die. And he sits there and it just gives you the saddest eyes and like it's pouting.
I give it to me.
Even its little like tentacles are just like
Yeah, I'm gonna
slumped.
give it to meat. I'm gonna close the cage. I'm gonna put the thing back on, like my backpack thing, and go into the guilds.
Saddest little thing.
Just for a little bit, okay, buddy?
Just for a little bit. It's okay. Don't worry.
Can't believe you already put it back in the cage.
I don't know.
I thought you cared about Feisty.
I don't want him to cause trouble. I don't want it to get us in trouble.
Not really worried about Feisty getting us in trouble.
Right.
Let's get this over with. No picking up new ones.
Of course not. Maybe one.
No.
Okay. We'll go in.
And I will stand in
And we'll
between
keep
him
this
and all the
plain and
contracts on the
simple.
bulletin board.
You see, you head in and you see a lizard folk. They're sitting there and they're kind of stacking bones, Jenga style.
Of course they are.
And
they're-
step up to like the little table thing there with the contract in tow. Ready to turn it in. Finally.
Hello.
Hi. We finally finished that contract for the Bulette. It had to be amended. Already took care of that issue.
They look over at you. They kind of, they're like, what grain is your fur?
Sorry, grain?
Yes.
I start showing off.
Might make a fine hat.
I'm not a hat.
Yet. How much for that one to make him into a hat?
My brother's
Choose
not
your
for
words
sale.
carefully.
My brother is not for sale.
Oh. Unfortunate. As you were the contract. And they occasionally eyeball you.
Well,
It's a very low grumble.
here to turn in the contract, though.
They take the contract from you. They look at it. It's been amended, but it shows that the amended part has been completed. Ah, yes. Well, it appears your work is done. I will examine the contract and we will have your payment to you within a few days, depending on the quality of your work.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose I should welcome you to the guild. You may receive occasional contracts.
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yes. They show you the contract for the boat. This was an entry to the guild kind of contract. You have
Entry, you say?
That was entry level?
You have done a contract of difficult, and you are now members of the guild. Occasionally, you may be required to fulfill contracts of the region that you are in. It's okay.
You don't say.
Cayenne, you walk in and you see a very pissed off Mongo.
Very pissed off Scav.
So,
So you mean
Dear
to tell
friend.
me that the contract for the Bulette that we did was just a test to enter a guild that we didn't intend on doing in the first place?
With that, Cayenne will stomp in, And-
oh, fuck.
rear up, and come down on Scab's back.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Ow.
Making
Well,
sure
actually,
to
do a perception for me.
gonna make sure she's got more than enough room, and don't actually get a.
12.
12. You go to do this, and you notice Scav has something new on his back as a backpack.
Cayenne's pissed. She does not care.
Okay,
Oh fuck!
roll an attack for me.
Gladly.
Oh, Scav is gonna have a very bad day.
There may be retaliation on this, actually.
So just
It was a 7.
Oh, it
Seven.
doesn't even hit.
You go up, and this
Kelly's
actually,
back. Can you hear us, Kelly?
you go. You go to Kelly does not look happy.
Are you moving, Kelly?
So you bring your feet down, and the fact that there's something new there kind of
They are frozen.
makes you second guess, and you bring it down on either side of the cage essentially. But you're furious, probably at him.
Yeah, grinding teeth until they're starting to crack. Furious. And glaring daggers at him and praying that he makes sense of this so she doesn't have to kill him.
Could you take him outside, please?
No.
The lizard folk looks at
Explain.
you. Oh, curious centaur. Are you with this party?
Unfortunately, right now. Scab, what the fuck did you do?
I didn't do nothing. Calm down.
Did you touch a contract that you got us looped in?
No, I didn't.
You did just blindly kind of grab the bullet contract. Now, you said this was in entry level and that we might just randomly get new ones here and there?
Well, you'd get propositioned for specific contracts, depending on your skill level.
And who would we have to kill to get out of these contracts so we don't have to have anything to do with them?
Well, you would have to retire, but that requires 25 years of service or death.
All right.
Right, so we have to accept these contracts, or we could just not accept them?
You would be propositioned with said contracts they are not required to accept.
Oh.
So they're more or less like job offers.
You see a kobold come in, just walking in, and you see a few other people walking
All right,
with
I
him,
think I got you. Good, Kelly.
and they put a scroll down on the table.
Can we test your audio? Can you talk, please?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, thank you.
And you see an orc come out from the back, and they take the contract, and they talk with the kobold a little bit. And the kobold looks over. Greetings.
I
Hello there.
Oh, ho 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 ho! They has unwillingly joined the guild, and they are not happy. Oh. Listen, tears, especially you, come. It's okay.
Well, we don't have to accept the contract, so we can just say no. We don't want to do it.
And you see a hobgoblin that's in the group. Contracts have lots of benefits.
That's great, but we can just say no. We don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
It-
not too bad then.
It's not too bad.
And the kobold's
Wait,
like,
are there dues?
the kobold's like, and they're like, and the group's like, no, there's no dues.
So we can just go about our merry lives for 25 years, not accepting a single contract with no problems.
That's not fun.
But we can.
Why would you do that when you could fight the dragon and ride on its back and fall from the sky and land in the ocean and possibly die? You miss out on so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I
it
don't think
probably
being in the ocean is
could
going to be
be
much fun.
Probably could be fun, but we have no problems in doing that. Just saying no to every contract that comes our way for the next 25 years. We're not going to get in trouble. We're not going to be hunted down. We're not going to be, ended up going into a town and owe millions and millions of gold.
The kobold looks around and is like, looks back at you and is like, does the rodent speak on behalf of the party?
I'm asking questions only.
We'll speak on behalf of our party.
We mostly come to votes.
They look at you. The centaurs count as two. It's safer that way.
A very
I
wise
just nope out
one
on any
indeed.
votes. I nope out on all votes because I don't want to get involved into stupidity.
I traveled with the centaur
What
before.
my little
and-
brother is trying to say is we don't want to be part of the guild.
It's
We
It's
choose our
the-
own adventures.
It's more along the lines of a mutual benefit. You get coin and benefit, and you get to see adventure.
Great, wonderful. But if we choose to not accept any contracts that come our way for the next 25 years, are we okay?
The hobgoblin's like just nods and puts his hand on top of the kobold's head, keep him from talking.
Okay. Can I
Thank you
try
very much.
to determine whether or not the kobold is more sane? Or was the hobgoblin?
The hobgoblin is the one that's keeping the kobold from talking.
Okay.
The crazy French Russian kobold, yes.
Okay. The hobgoblin seem more sane.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you do this to people?
And you kind of see one of their other party members is looking at the board, and they have like a cloak on,
Don't touch it.
and they're just looking at and you can see like familiar like body posture and shape of a kinku.
He looks familiar.
It's not a kinku you've seen before, but you can recognize the movement and general shape of one.
This place is nuts, Scav.
Agreed.
And the kinku's like takes out a piece of scroll and reads it. Eureka! Takes a contract off.
It's been a very long day. We thank you for all of your assistance.
And the kinku walks over to the rest of the group, and they talk to the kinku, and a few other people come in, and the kinku does these semantics, and you see them standing there, and you see them reflected in the floor and just vanish.
The fuck just happened?
I want to learn how to do that.
I assume that was some kind of a spell. Have any fucking clue what the hell just happened?
You can roll an Arcana at disadvantage,
Oh, that's fair.
or you could just ask the guild owners or the guild people to work there.
19 modified.
19 modified, and you just you're instantly ecstatic because you're like, it was some sort of teleportation spell, and the kinku did it.
Is he still there or are they gone?
They're gone. It
Okay,
basically
fair enough.
mirrored them. They disappeared and they were mirrored in the ground and just vanished.
Okay, cool.
So that's something else you can do with magic. That's fun to know.
Alrighty. So, did we collect our reward on this stupid contract?
It would be given to you in a couple of days after you evaluate how well you did the contract.
Okay, sorry.
For
I
this one.
was
Yeah.
not paying that much attention. Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
been a long day, sir. We'll bid you adieu.
The lizard folk just like, they just point to the door. Please, go to tavern and say, Adis gives you apple cider drink for free. They put it on my tab.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Drink as many as you want. You look stressed.
Will somebody come with me to the Tinkerer's Guild so we can turn in these parts?
You see his big, massive backpack, and his little back is killing him. Actually, it's
Somebody's got to be carrying the larger plate.
Yeah. probably Augie.
I'll go with since I have some of the bullet stuff too.
Yeah, and you have this cage on your back, and you see him again. He's kind of shifting this thing around, and you hear something inside of it.
As soon as we get outside, I open the cage and let him back out.
You see like a kitten version of like this weird cat thing. It has multiple legs and little tendrils, and it looks small and fluffy. And it just smacks you upside the head for walking it up.
I'm like, alright.
That's a good cat.
I get it. I'm sorry.
Good job, little guy. Harder next
Feisty
time.
is the name.
Oh, awesome, Feisty. Slap him harder next time.
It meows.
I translate.
It translates. You can't really speak displacer meow, but it kind of roughly translates to "fuck yeah."
So it's like when Ash first got Pikachu. Okay.
So, I'm going to walk over to this cat.
It turns to you and it just looks at you, and it starts butt wiggling.
Hands on my daggers. Look here, cat.
I put my hand down
Not
in front of it.
food family.
Do not. We have to come to an agreement here, buddy.
If you guys want, roll animal handling.
Oh no!
Jesus
I can roll that?
fucking Christ.
That is a 24 for animal handling.
Oh, I got precisely 20 less than that.
Was that a what?
4.
4?
Do we all get
I
to
rolled a
roll
2
anyway?
and I have a plus 2.
21.
Those that have it.
Okay, I do not have proficiency on it.
21?
I don't have proficiency either. But I am trying to translate. Food, not food, family.
And so you guys basically let the thing know that that's not food at all.
That is not good food for him
Yeah.
at all.
And go ahead and roll a performance for me. And then I want you to roll a wisdom for me.
Performance? 21.
Okay?
Made a mess on Sophie.
You'll drop it.
And you said wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, that's actually really easy. None of it got on the floor.
That's a sugar soda, though.
It's a sugar soda.
You should be.
16.
16?
That's not the
You're very happy about your translation, and then you realize you look over at your brother and you run through it in your head again because, again, you're not fluent. But you refer to him as a very fatty meal.
Oh, shit.
So, do you understand, cat? Feisty?
The cat just kind of turns and walks away, and you just see it just shimmer and disappear into thin air.
Okay.
Can I see where it's gone or like trace its footsteps, right?
Its footprints are completely silent.
Can't see any like prints being left on the ground.
It's not dusty. You're on a road.
Well then. Feisty?
You feel the familiar smack across your head.
Oh. Alright. He's still there. I don't know.
Maybe you should ask.
Don't let that thing eat me.
1 hit for male, 2 hits for female.
3 hits for a good time.
I really gotta take some time to try and like learn and train with this thing.
So you guys are heading. You're going back to the tavern to get
Tavern.
drunk.
Yep.
Augie, are you gonna go get drunk too?
Yup.
Mongo?
Mongo, can you come with me, please?
I thought he was going.
Yeah, but he has that cat, and I don't trust it yet.
Oh, fuck, fine.
The sisters head off, and very happy to leaving the three boys to themselves.
I swear, if that cat eats me, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm just coming back.
I turned to look at the sisters and said, "You can cut." Oh, they're already gone.
You guys get to the tavern, head inside as they get to the actual Tinker's Guild.
Bring my.
Oh,
So-
she's pulling the mics down.
It's fine. You
She's
don't have
fine.
to call out everything. People are
We can
aware.
all see.
You get to the Tinker's Guild. You see it's familiar gnome there.
Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Hello, Audrey.
She looks over. Oh,
It broke.
Nikolai.
My machine broke.
Well, take it as a lesson and rebuild it better.
But still, it was so cool. But yeah. Anyways, put the bag of.
I help him get all the
The
bullet
bullet
bits.
parts.
Place
He's
my-
got some parts. He's got some parts, and hand her the contract. This is all we got. It blew up very well.
They're like, okay, big, and some small pieces, and picks up a piece of plate with a piece of meat on. That's very, very gross. Pushes it away. Yeah. Do you have the contract on you?
Mhm.
Takes the contract. Alright. Looks at the pieces that goes out the contract. Okay, someone would evaluate the contract and it's seeping onto the table.
Sorry.
So I just ate as much of it clean as I can.
And you guys are at the tavern, and do you head out back where you usually hang out?
Yeah.
Just start
it's-
petting flowers again?
It's a bit no, but it's a bit roomier out there, less claustrophobic.
Yeah. The mushroom is chilling out on your head still. And a few people are like,
Augie actually asks Cayenne, "Are you gonna stop being weird with the daisies again?"
As long as I don't get as hammered, I should be okay.
Brilliant. Grabs a drink, goes out to the porch with her.
the barmaid, the lizard folk one, she comes out, she's like, can I get you a drink?
I don't remember the lizard folk's name. She's going to mention the lizard folk's name and just order
I
the
think you actually
cider.
got a name from her. She's like, normal or concentrated?
Concentrated.
Make mine concentrated too.
Okay.
See the gears turning there.
The gears are spinning at full speed. How quickly can I get hammered?
How wasted this guy get?
How much do I want them to pay for this?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys turn in the contract. And
About how long?
a couple of days.
A couple days?
Yeah.
Alright, guys. I gotta take you someplace cool. Come on, let's go.
You look so worried.
Remember that bar I found?
It'll be there tomorrow.
You realize how late it is and how long you've been up.
It's time to go home, brother. Or at least what we call home.
The lizard folk
Back
brings
to
you
the tavern.
the actual concentrated version. You smell it. It's just like almost smelling liquid warheads. But
Ooh.
apple.
Take
Sour green apple. Wonderful.
take a gulp of it.
You take a gulp of it. Oh, it's very sour, but then it's like a very, very heavy sweet, and then the alcohol hits at the very, very end like a sledgehammer.
Oh God. Glug glug glug.
It's just like straight up and down on like the feels of this.
Head shaking for sure.
I want to start sketching down stuff for my new machine as we walking. Like, I'll probably run into stuff.
I would probably work a little bit with a displacer piece with Feisty and see if I can't like figure something.
Something out. So you guys heading back to the tavern? Is Mongo going to find the nearest comfy spot? Or are you going to join your sisters out on the porch?
Nope, going up to the room.
Okay.
I'm done with all
Okay.
comfy spot.
I
Hidden.
will stay with my sisters. They're bigger.
Yeah. You see Nikolai come out and he sits down with you at the table.
Hi.
I'm literally just writing in my notebook.
His little tiny little notebook, he is going to town on it again.
Figure out how to build something.
And you can smell whatever they're drinking. It smells like sour green apple.
I think I have 2 coffee beans left.
And the mushrooms just sitting there hanging out.
Pull out one of the coffee beans and start chewing on it a little bit while I write down notes. I'm gonna be up all
Gonna-
night. I gotta replace my machine.
I'm
I got too
gonna
much work
try
to
to wave down the barmaid to get a decent container of water for the mushroom.
Yeah, she comes over and she's like, she looks at the mushroom and she's like, "Okay, we can accommodate."
This mushroom hasn't gotten water in a while.
Go ahead and roll animal handling for me. What are you doing, Mongo?
Grab that book that the tiefling gave me. Find a comfy spot that is hidden away.
Okay.
And just
Roll a stealth for me.
23.
23. You start working with the displacer beast and trying to understand it a little bit. A little bit more complicated than working with a normal house cat. A little bit less complicated than working with a jungle cat, but it has its own difficulties because it is not normal. It's going to take a lot of work.
Oh, we got our work cut out for us, don't we, little guy?
But after a good couple of hours of you there just working with it, you decide to call it a night because you don't really want to get smacked or nipped at anymore. And it eventually finds it goes to where you normally sleep, curls up in the middle of it and just goes to sleep. Just like any cat would.
I will allow it, and I'm just gonna lay down right next to where it's at. I'm too tired to care right now.
You find a nice
modified 20.
Yeah, you actually go under one of the beds, and you're actually rather surprised you can climb up under the frame of the bed, and there's like a perfect little area you can make into a nook and just get really comfy. Augie, are you still getting drunk?
Finish my beer, finish my cider, and then the bath.
A bath?
Yeah.
You're heading in a direction and probably up towards the room, and you bump into Coin, and she looks up at you and she's like, "Hey, you sorry son." Oh, hi, Augie.
Sorry, son of a what now?
Well,
Who's got your knickers in a twist, tiny little wonderful fluff ball?
I'm nobody, but I was actually going to finish the statement. Sorry, son of a dragon's anus. But that's besides the
Oh.
point.
Wonderful.
Where are you headed to?
I was headed for the baths. Would you like to join?
She motions for you to come down to her height.
Leans on down.
Basically on all fours to get down to her height.
But she's slob squatting, just
Yeah, soft squatting. I know of a place that you would love. If you go
Okay,
outside
now.
go towards the big tower in the middle, go left, follow it around, a roundabout, as you would say. Go about 1 block, make a left, knock on the red door, say hot springs, and they will let you in, and you will find the best bath in town. It's a private.
Are you coming? Because otherwise I don't think it could be the best bath in town. After all, you do have the best stories.
I am actually looking for your other sister.
Damn.
But it is a private bathhouse, and not too many people know about it.
Well, thank you for the tip. And, I believe not only talking to my sister, but talking to my brother might, give you another good story.
Oh, boy. She's like, waiter, I really need a heavy drink for this. And she just
And with
pats-
that, she's gonna head off toward the hot spring with just a wave behind herself to Coin.
Okay.
Oh, so Cayenne's on the back porch if you wanted to talk to her.
Oh, perfect. And you see Coin come walking out. It's her short little height, like,
Oh, hi.
and she climbs up and sits down. Hi.
Hi, Coin.
How are you?
I'm frazzled, but I'm okay.
Why frazzled? What did the mouse do this time?
I
Or
didn't do anything. Go back to work.
He didn't do anything, but that bullet problem was a problem.
So that cat, big cat, freaked me out.
Mongo?
No, big cat. Like, its paws were bigger than me.
Is he delusional as always?
No.
No, there actually were big paws with the bullet that didn't belong to the bullet.
Okay,
It's
there's.
called a displacer beast.
She just blinks. What? Pardon?
Yeah, displacer beast. Now, freaking Scav has one of them. It's small though, still.
And you see if you actually do a perception.
I got two brothers that tried to eat me. Now one of them has a pet that's going to eat me.
23.
23. As he says displacer beast, you see a few patrons look over very curiously.
Fingers on his mouth.
Coin looks over and she just
Go back to
she motions like
Writing
this.
down
She
my
motions like
newest
this.
plans.
Those are uncommon and rare.
Yes.
Best not to speak in public about them until you have it registered.
Should probably let Scab know about that.
You should do it as soon as possible.
Just trying to wrap my mind around something that's going to prevent a giant fucking cat from eating me.
But we dealt with the bullet.
And she's just kind of looking at you perplexed, and she looks at the mushroom on your head. New hat?
I found this guy.
The mushroom just puts its hands up and it mimics you. And the waiter brings you a bowl of water with some soil in it.
I'll set it on the table and motion for the little mushroom guy to come down.
Oh yeah, it jumps in your hand and gets all comfy in the soil and just almost seems to like relax like Augie in a swimming pool. And it kind of puts its arms on the side and just sits there like, it's had a long day.
It's had a long day.
So she's like, I need another drink.
Would you like to try the concoction I'm drinking?
She's like, I can smell it. Sure.
I'll order one of the concentrated sour apples.
And so she starts just drinking at this. Augie, you do eventually find your way following the instructions.
Mm-hmm. Left, then around the circle, then another left, knock on the door, stay hot spring.
A slit opens on the door and they close it, and it opens up, and you see a very elegantly dressed troll. And as you come in,
Interesting.
and they close the door, they're like, May I take your armor and check you in?
Yes. That would be brilliant. Thank you.
They wait for you.
She starts
take-
doffing her armor.
They take it and they're like, "Oh, full cleaning service. Shall be done." For the services of our hot springs, it will be 2 gold.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Will
he's
you
like,
take 20 silver?
yes.
Brilliant. And she actually hands over 30 silver.
Okay. And after you take off your things, you're given a nice, luxurious robe as well. And you go down into an area, and it's almost like a long hallway, like almost like a great hall dining room, essentially. That has different different doors along the way.
Mm.
And you go into one of the available doors, and you go into this area, and it's just a private hot springs. And the water, once you touch it, it's that perfect temperature and crystal clear.
Can she tell how deep it is just from the side of the hot spring?
Do a investigation.
That's gonna be a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
You don't care about not be able to see the bottom along the middle of it. It just is so welcoming and comforting.
Well, here goes fighter brain. She's just gonna dive right in.
You dive right in.
Like shallow dive and then
yeah.
coast in, but she dives.
Oh, it feels great.
Fantastic. She didn't hit the bottom then.
No.
Alright.
You didn't face plant into the bottom, then flip to the top and drowned.
Yeah, shallow dive, get to the other side, and then just roll over and and just soak there until somebody comes to check on her.
Someone does come and check on you, but they don't disturb you. They just leave you be. It's just absolute quietness in there. The only company you have is probably the flickering candle.
She'll flick at the water a little bit with her toes, just to make a little bit of noise to calm herself.
It's too quiet.
Yeah, there's relaxation, then there's too much relaxation.
You need one of your siblings to burst in and cause chaos.
Up until now, that has been her life, so yeah. That's part of the reason why she wanted Coin to join her. But cats and water.
Oh, Coin is absolutely a city cat, as far as comfort goes.
I see.
So, you hang out with Coin for a while, trading drinks back and forth. And, eventually, I'm assuming you're going to turn in for the night.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you go upstairs, find your bed, and whop.
Yes.
I try to
Yeah.
pay attention when Cayenne leaves, so I'm not left by myself.
Coin looks over at you, and
Scary cats.
Coin's like,
Ah.
And you realize Cayenne is gone.
Oh shit! Bye.
And she's like, rude. Usually people say goodbye.
I said bye. Go back upstairs. Try to find like a space near my sisters.
Augie's not there. Cayenne is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cayenne is there. You can't find Mongo anywhere.
Do I see the cat?
It's curled up on where
Okay.
he usually sleeps. Ironically, doing a cat thing.
I knock on the girl's bedroom.
I'm pretty sure the door is cracked.
Okay. Cayenne.
You're asleep and he's yelling at you.
No response.
She's asleep.
Okay. I'll walk in and just lay next to her. Go to sleep next to her.
Fuck. All right, let's see how many hours passed while you guys are asleep. Augie's probably just passed out in the Serenity pool. Oh my god, that's a... Okay. So, Cayenne, everybody is eventually woken up, and you're woken up by paws basically jumping on you, trying to wake you up, Scav. And you get smacked back the head.
Need to work on that.
And all of you eventually come to, and you had a wonderful sleep, Mongo. It's the best sleep you've had in a while.
I wasn't traumatized about being almost eaten.
And if you want, I can make you roll for it. Some of the nightmares you have. Actually, roll for
Fuck
me.
it, yeah.
Fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we create a
Good job, Tom.
That's 5 on the die.
Oh shit.
You do wake up once in the middle of the night of a very terrible nightmare of a bunch of bullets pulling you in different directions, basically drawing and quartering you. Tug of war with a Mongo.
Yeah.
But 16 hours later, you guys all eventually do wake up.
Oh, so just a short rest.
For the fucking cat.
But yes, 16 hours later, all of you eventually do wake up. You wake up floating in the water, Augie, and well, you should be rather sore. You're not that sore. But the rest of you feel this 16 hours of sleep and the previous experience just all over the place. And you wake up and you start moving a little bit, and before you swing your arm and get up, you see Nikolai is curled up like right in the crook of your side.
Damn fucking scaredy cat, brother.
And that wakes you up.
Hi,
Why the fuck are you in my bed?
cat.
I don't give a fuck. Get out of my bed. Hide in a hole somewhere. It's not hard. You're a mouse. You're tiny. But
Yes.
don't get in someone's bed, their personal space. Ask if
You
I'm
were
past
asleep.
it. That's the point. You don't invade someone's space, even if they're asleep.
Consent, brother.
This is not consensual tea.
Exactly. Now, out of my bed.
The lesson of consensual tea.
You need to get over your fears. We're not always going to be here to protect you.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm. Out.
I leave.
The slicer beast is sitting there and it's pointing to its mouth.
Let's get you some food and water. Come on. I'm gonna guide it over to a little section where I'm gonna put down I guess something from my mess kit, like a plate and a bowl. Put down some food and pour in some water.
Let's see if this little guy actually likes that. As you do that and you put it down, it looks at it and it uses its paw and just smacks it across the room. And Cayenne, you're in the other room and a bowl comes flying, rolling and tumbling into the room.
The hell? Alright, I guess not that. What do you want?
I'm going to start reaching into my pouches just to grab any kind of the bullet meat that I stored away. And I'm going to bring it in there and just lay it on the floor. In front of it. I'm just not going to say a word and I'll back up and see what happens.
Scav, you see this and you see the little baby go over there and the kitten, and it just sees it and just sniffs at it, and you see it just flop down, and you hear and it starts chewing on it.
Take note of this. It likes raw meat. Okay.
Maybe it does not like its food being put in bowls. And it may actually like the raw meat. I was taking a guess.
Well, it was one hell of a clever guess, sister.
Also, try possibly giving it distance while it eats, or even drinks water.
Yeah.
Also, you can also do a... See if you remember it, wisdom. You have advantage on this.
There we go.
I'll take the little
25.
cage thing. Ooh. Nice. I'll take the little cage thing that it came with and tinker with it a little bit, make it so that way the door isn't necessarily like so much of a cage anymore, more of like a little safe space for it. Like a little place it could show.
What'd you get?
25.
25. As you see Scabbard making a little comfy place
I
for
need to
this.
run away real quick. Bloody nose. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's all good.
Oh, jeez.
As he's doing this, you remember what Coin told you. And what happened when Nikolai had mentioned it. That certain people were kind of...
Yes. Also, you need to get Feisty registered sooner rather than later. Apparently, from what Coin told me, since we were in the privacy of our room, Displacer beasts are uncommon and very rare. I noticed when me and Augie were out on the patio, and then Augie stepped away. Nikolai mentioned the Displacer beast. A lot of people looked back at us at the mention.
Well, I don't like that. Okay.
I would suggest going to whoever you got Feisty from and getting him registered, or figure out who you should get him registered with.
Like the zoo.
Alright. Well, seems fine for the most part.
You, as you say the zoo, you hear a very unhappy growl from the direction of Feisty.
Talk like that, brother, is going to get you eaten.
I'm probably going to get eaten anyways. Go back to work and figure out something.
This may keep Feisty from trying to hurt you or eat you. Try speaking to Feisty like you would us. Completely gloss over the fact that Feisty is a cat, or a feline in general. Imagine Feisty as your mantis, your homunculus. Speak to it like you would speak to it.
It's just a machine.
Oh my god, this cat
You-
almost has the same intelligence as Grog.
You speak to it and instruct it like you would a human, right? Like you would us, like you speak to it like normal, like you would us, right?
It's just a robot. It's just a machine.
Well,
How about
when you look at Feisty, imagine that Feisty is a mechanical thing that can speak to you back.
think of it as if Feisty was kind of like a more feral version of Mongo.
That's terrifying.
Hey,
That's
Mongo,
why I mentioned
I'd
his
come out.
homunculus.
as you come out, Mongo, you have the perfect analogy pop into your head. It could be that Feisty could be seen as a slightly more sassy scabbard.
Brother.
What?
Think of talking to Feisty as a sassy version of Scabbard. Speak to him like that.
The gears just grinding to a halt.
So leave me alone or I'll cook you?
And you see it just get up and you just see it rile up.
Not the right
Not
words, Nikolai.
threatening.
It's not threatening. It's just like warning of consequences.
Yeah, but you're going to make Feisty angry and then he will attack you.
I look at Feisty and say, "You really don't want to try to eat him. He will never forgive you for it."
And Feisty just remembers, oh, fat.
What? It talks?
No, it doesn't talk.
No.
It just remembers what Mongo had said to it earlier.
And
Feisty,
Cat
I
is
promise
covered in
you,
grease.
Nikolai, deep down does like you. He's just scared that you'll eat him. We don't want you to do that.
No, I'm scared that you eat me. I don't know. Yeah. If you don't eat me, I won't not like you.
So, Scab, you can do an intelligence check for me.
Speaking of eating, breakfast.
Yeah, you realize
Hello?
you would probably have an actual good
There we go.
representation of time, and you realize it's been probably about 16
Been a
hours.
I'm going to,
15.
15?
after Scab's turn, I'm going to try something.
All right. You put two and together, and generally for registering something like this, you would talk to the city guard.
See, I talk to them. Go get me that screwdriver. He brings me the screwdriver. Is that what you mean?
I might have to take
I'm
a
going-
Sort
Feisty
of.
with
It's just
me.
he's not going to be fetching
I'm
you a
going to
screwdriver.
attempt something just to see if it works. I'm going to... How you would do a normal house cat. I just want to see if Feisty can do it. I'm going to pat on my back just to see if Feisty will put two and two together to jump.
You're going to pat on your back.
Yes.
Come up
Okay.
here.
Roll a animal handling for me.
It's gonna hop up claws and all.
I'm just curious. That was an 11, so...
11 walks over, and it's the most derpiest thing that you've ever seen. It tries to jump, but its legs are too short right now, and it just kind of flop. All the legs are just sticking out in every direction.
Walk over, pick him up and set him back down. Okay there, buddy?
It just looks very confused.
Don't worry, get a little pat on the head. You'll do it someday. I believe in you.
At least when Feisty gets tired, they can rest on my back.
Well, might have to take Feisty with me to get him registered.
Probably.
Wanna go on a little adventure, buddy?
It just looks at you and doesn't understand a fucking word you're saying as far as adventure goes. Augie, you're floating in the bathtub and you wake up and you realize, holy shit, you've been there a long time.
Just blink myself awake.
You died
This
and gone to
isn't my
heaven.
bed.
Huh? Oh yeah, that's not your bed.
All right, and just sink back into the water. Wait, no, wait.
Is Kelly
What
gonna
time
have
is
to make a
it?
new character?
Where's Augie retired? Forever?
Forever in the bath.
Eventually, the new party comes across the body of Augie floating in the bathtub, and it's just a skeleton.
Very relaxed skeleton.
Very relaxed dragonborn skeleton.
Dragonborn skeleton
But,
and a T-pose just floating there back and forth.
Eventually, about 20 minutes later of fighting herself on getting out of the bath, she will make her way toward the exit, don her complimentary robe, and very briefly seek out what other services they have at the hot springs.
The other services, they offer a full, basically, buffet of food as well.
Oh, fantastic. It sounds like it's time for breakfast, or at this point, lunch.
Food, please! So you're gonna go get the Feisty registered.
Yeah. Probably pick up some food along the way.
Roll animal handling for me, and a disguise for me.
Oh, that's a 1. As for the disguise, that's fucking 16 plus, let's see, 16, Do not
Comfy
have
cheddar.
pristine deception. Let's go. That's a 19.
So, you guys are watching as Scab is like, okay, I gotta get this displacer beast to register it. And you see him trying to straddle this thing and just tie a cloak to it very violently. And you see this thing just like swatting at you and angry and
Like,
pissed off.
I'm sorry, but it needs to be done.
And I'm so
Brother,
he
brother.
owns the thing, and I'm supposed to be like calm with that thing around me.
And it just swats you really hard. You can feel the hook-like claws sink into your face.
Feisty, please.
And it just bites down on your hand, and you hear a small crunch of flesh.
Lit,
Don't they
would you
turn
like me to
invisible?
go with you,
Yes, please.
Feisty, buddy?
You can roll an animal handling.
Feisty, calm down.
You can feel the teeth.
Oh, that's a
between
natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
you can feel the teeth between the bone of your hand.
Feisty, feisty,
Oh,
feisty,
rough
feisty.
beginnings.
Feisty, buddy, look at me.
It turns towards you, holding his hand.
Please let go of Scab's hand and listen to me.
It lets go.
Would you prefer to ride in one of my larger pouches?
It walks over and it just kind of waits.
I will very carefully kneel down and pick Feisty up.
Surprisingly, like picking up Mongo.
I will open a pouch and let Feisty look at it.
It looks in there and it crawls in there, and you realize it's the one where you keep all your jerky, and you just hear.
I will let it do its thing. There, disguise.
And you close the flap to it, and you leave it open like you would your brother.
Yeah, I leave it on the loosest
Yeah,
hole.
but occasionally you just hear from inside the actual
All I
pouch.
can think of right now is the teething panther. It was either a panther or a black jaguar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes! It was a
Where
black
it's got the
panther.
dude's hand in its mouth, and it's just like, and he tries to pull his hand away. It grabs his hand back and just keeps going.
No more slaps for you.
And you're just sitting there and you got some blood running down your face from where it caught you with the paw. Your hand is bleeding. You're just wrapping it up.
Oh, this is turning into a mission. But I have
Whose
faith.
name's on his collar? Is it yours or his?
It's
Well,
I
Scab's.
feel like we should
It's
check again.
property of Scab.
Does
I
Feisty agree with this?
I have a lot of work to do with Feisty.
Maybe, like his namesake, displacer beasts are this wild when they're kittens. And I would assume they'd be difficult to train based off the damage it's leaving on Scab already.
Clearly.
5 years later, Scab has an eye patch on.
Just has
Mechanical
no-
arm.
Other than
It
his
just has an
cat.
empty socket. There's just an empty socket there.
He has a robotic arm that Nikolai's built.
Why can I see that in canon? for Scab, though?
Right?
You ready to go, Scab?
I'm ready.
I will accompany Scab.
All right, where are you going, Nikolai?
Anywhere where the cat's not going.
Okay,
So
either
I'm staying
here or the Tinker's
or
Guild.
Tinker's Guild. I'll go to the Tinker's Guild because I need to figure out something to protect myself from a cat that's going to eat me.
Okay, where are you going?
Oh no, not the guild. The bar.
The bar?
Yeah.
For food?
Food and company of other small people who don't think I'm crazy.
Oh, that brings up the question: are you going to go with him, or are you going to go your own way?
Yeah, I guess I'll go with him.
I already know what Augie's doing. She's just chilling out at the buffet, getting her fill.
She's having lunch, and then she'll go check on her sibling.
She gets so
After
full that she
picking up her
wants to
stuff.
go back into the hot water to let it digest a little bit first.
So, where are you going?
Tag
Well,
along
she
with
can
him.
work it off running around chasing you idiots. I mean, wonderful, wonderful family.
All right. So, you're very excited about going to this place.
You gotta check this place out. Mongo, it's so cool.
And he's been hyping this up, and you're just like, and eventually you get there and you go inside and you see this massive warforged, and there's a bar built around them, and you see fairies coming and going, and you see other small folk. You see a hairy gun there that's rather small, and you see all these tinkers just doing things, and you see this this person on the stage, and they appear to either be a bard or a tinker of some sort, but all the instruments are playing themselves.
Huh.
And they just have a conductor wand in there.
Do I know that?
And eventually they let go of the conductor wand, and it just... and they were just...
Do I know that it's a tinkering thing, or do I think it's a magic thing?
You can do an arcana.
Well, tinkering is magic. It should just count.
7.
7? You're just like, what the fuck am I seeing?
Looking for Fleck.
Go
Or
ahead.
asking around for her.
Yeah, you can do an investigation. You approach the barkeep. He's
Just an
happy.
11.
11?
Uh-huh.
You
See
don't
Fleck?
find Fleck anywhere around, but you go to the bar.
Okay. Ask the barkeep, you seen Fleck?
The warforged looks down to you.
Pink. Now, it kind of looks like me, but not.
They're like,
Okay.
nod in.
What of our brother? Guff.
No,
Describe
still
it.
not available.
Okay. Give my brother a drink, please. Give him. Well. Hey, brother, I'm buying you a drink, but you have my money.
Oh, right.
And the warforged raises a mechanical eyebrow, very confused. It goes back down.
Pull out his little pouch. Set it down for him.
Pull out and put it together with like a copper each drink.
Yeah.
Because they're small. Or like, give him a silver. Put it on my tab.
You see the barkeep just grabs a cup, starts mixing various things together, swirls it, lights a match. You see glitter shoot out of it, sets it down in front of you.
And I'll put a copper, silver, and a gold in my pockets and hand it back to my.
Restock,
pouch.
basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. He watches. He crosses his arm and watches you, waiting for you to take a drink. You just chug the whole thing.
Isn't this place cool?
You chug the whole thing, and suddenly you can see sound. And you're shocked at first, and you burp, and it's like little specks of glitter. And it's just like the creamiest chocolate milk you've ever had, followed by like the creamiest vanilla you've ever had. It just kind of swirls around and dances along your tongue and your senses, and you smell like almost like fruity, like strawberry. Then it's almost like a PB&J sandwich in your mouth, and then
Some weird Willy Wonka shit.
Playing the sounds.
I'm still trying to process. How do you see sound?
You just see
Did I ever
squiggly
catch the
lines.
barkeep's name?
I-
No? Okay.
and you hear a small explosion from the side room.
Cool. So, Mongo, I'm gonna go look around. You good?
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
Awesome. I take my drink and go investigate the explosion in the side room.
All right. You walk in there, and there's just like a cloud of black smoke, and you can see specks of like little sparks in it. Not like embers, but like actual sparks. And you see this person, and they just kind of stand up, and they're like, and they put the goggles up, and you finally, they're just pitch black, and you finally see the pattern, and they just kind of like, they pick up a wand, and they use it on themselves and precipitation themselves, and you see it's a raccoon.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Raccoon. Hi.
And they're like, hi,
Nikolai.
curious specimen.
What's
They
your name?
walk over to you, they take your arm and they start measuring it, and they put it down together, measure it. Straighten out your tail, measure it, start measuring your head and your little body. Unusual specimen. Around a little fat rut hunt. Not too bad. They poke you a few times.
Hey! What'd you blow up?
I don't remember blowing something up.
There was lots of smoke in here.
Was that the right outcome?
Is he looking at someone? Look over where he's looking.
He's just looking around a little bit like, I think that was right. No, that was. Yes. Yes, it was the right outcome. Yes.
You did say aha.
Yes. Guaranteed success means aha. Yes. So
So what were
aha.
you doing?
It means it was the right outcome. I don't remember. I will check my notes.
Can I help?
They go over and they look at their notes and it's just a charred like book. Oh.
I checked. Does it look like it's magical?
This thing just looks like it went through a nuclear fire. They
Oh,
actually
God.
pick it up
Brother
and
might
some
be
of
able
them
to fix
just
it.
fall off. Oh.
My brother might be able to fix it. Calm. Just stay a minute. Just 1 minute.
While I'm over here wondering why everything runs on vodka in this universe. Or at least everyone.
Don't move. Don't move. Okay.
Instead of it D&D.
Actually, no. I'll tell my mantis. Go get Mongo. Go get Mongo. Bring him here.
You're sitting there and you're watching the sounds from the stage, and the praying mantis comes up and just skitters up right into your face and points in the direction of the room.
There's a room over there, yes.
It just starts pointing and motions and goes off in that
Start doing
direction.
the same thing right back at him.
Mongo is fucked.
I mean, when you can see sounds and taste colors.
You're not right.
Let me roll whatever proof that was. Let's see. I need dice. Oh fuck! That was a 40% proof that you just chugged on an empty stomach.
My brother knows magic. He can fix broken stuff.
40 proof is
I don't-
only like 20% alcohol.
I'm a small person. I'm seeing sound for the first time. It's almost eaten. Well, a while ago now.
That's right. It would probably be hitting a little hard right now. There's nothing in your
So,
stomach.
while you're trying to help with the situation, you guys do eventually find the head guard again. They point you in the right direction. And you eventually do work your way to the actual, essentially the town hall entry. Whatever you want to call it. Repository. And you head in. And it's actually rather quiet there. You see a few people off to the side tending to people, and there's a reception desk.
Is there like a little bell or something?
You walk over, and there's a table there, and there's ways to go up. But Cayenne, you can just walk straight up this. And you walk up the stairs, and by the time you're there, you see that there's this turtle, and they just look at you, and they're like, Centaur? Kobold? Gem Kobold? How can I help you?
Hi.
They take out a book. Marriage?
That is my brother.
No.
They look very perplexed at this.
We
Besides, you did sleep in the same bed with your other brother, so.
Actually, I'm here to have a certain creature registered.
Creature registry. Okay. They just make a note, and they get up, and they start walking over towards another room. And 15 minutes pass, and they're halfway there.
15 minutes? Jesus.
You guys can follow?
They stop, and it takes them about 5 minutes to turn around. Yes, please.
Okay.
And they turn back around. And they start walking again. And they eventually get to the door. They bring a hand up. And someone eventually answers the door, and it's this adorable little lady. She has very nice looking. She's very prim and proper, and you can see she has like doe ears, and her eyes look very goat-like. She has a little goat snout, and she's like, registry for animals. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, hi, hello. Ty, you can go. And Ty the turtle's like, I'm already in the process.
Have a good day.
Come on in.
Okay.
Follow her.
Is he
Name,
always like that?
most turtles are very, once they reach a certain age, they tend to be more laid back. He's retired.
Okay.
Back in his day, he was apparently a paladin of his religion of the cosmic turtle. He's retired now.
I like this guy.
Well, all right then.
Name's Bell. I'm the registry for animals.
Hello. I'm actually here to have a creature that was gifted to me. Have it registered.
Okay.
It's a Diane.
It is a displacer beast.
She's like, okay, understandable. And you see another, like an exact copy of her walk over, and it starts going through files, and you see another one go to another file and start looking around. And you see another one of her sitting there, and she's just like, I'm waiting. And Belle's like, give me a minute while I research.
I just give Kyan like the sideways glance, like, you see what I'm saying?
Cayenne's just kind of staring like, what am I looking at right now?
They're
Zero
the-
copies of her. What the hell?
And the other one's like, ha! I found it before you. And the other Belle's like, of course it's on that side. You always. Say, I'm gonna go back to organizing. And she heads to the back room, and the other Belle walks over, sets it down, and the one Belle that was talking is like, I'll help you over here. And she heads to the back room, and the one Belle that's sitting there at the table is like, okay, a displacer beast.
Yes, named Feisty.
Is that the official name?
For now, yes. It would have to be.
Okay, I need you to file out a 47CD and a section 4 on a temporary name. And she slides the scroll over. May I see, said Feisty.
I will undo the pouch and look down in. I was like, come on out, Feisty.
The thing pokes its head out and it has a piece of jerky in its mouth. And
All the way out. Come on.
the other Belle comes out. Oh! Sets a piece of meat on the table, and Feisty just goes for it instantly. Just clawing at the table, trying to climb up there, and just eventually makes it up there.
So this is Feisty.
Please fill out the required documentation for the temporary name before we can carry on.
Okay.
And this Belle starts examining Feisty very carefully, measurements and things. And the other Belle comes out, and it uses some sort of incantation and almost does something and just heads back to the back room. The one Belle looks at, oh, that's nothing bad, just taking a, as the gnomes call it, a pictograph.
Hand over the paper.
It took you like a good 10 minutes to fill this out.
Are there teeth marks in there?
No. And she's like, okay, now you need to fill out section 4.1 of registering the animal. It will be registered by tomorrow. I need 1 platinum piece to register it across all available sections. And she's saying, she slides over the thing. It's like a contract like that thick.
You better read that contract, buddy.
I'm gonna read through this very carefully.
Are you gonna read it
So you're
too?
getting somebody in trouble again.
You're like, oh god, another contract.
I'll stay behind Scav as he's reading.
You gotta have advantage.
Thank God it was advantage. Okay. What am I rolling for this one?
You can do a perception, investigation.
17.
It takes you at least a good hour to get through this thing. You're just sitting there, and the one belle, she's just sitting there, and she's just doing just miscellaneous paperwork. Feisty's gone back into your pouch.
Cat's gonna live in your pouch, right? Looks like I'm on with hitching rides from Augie for a while.
And you get through it. It's basically the contract is not an actual contract. It's documentation registering it, and it would be sent to other government bodies to basically register Feisty's essence. So if anything does happen, they would be able to track it down at a certain level of fees, depending on the location of Feisty.
And go after you.
Hmm.
If you eat someone.
Well, alright.
And you would also be responsible for all injuries occurred by Feisty to other patrons. And the clerical cost to help them.
Alright then. So, I don't have any platinum pieces, but I do have one of these. And I hand over one of our coins, which is worth 10 gold. So, the price of the platinum.
They take it, they look at it. She hands it off to another belle. The belle takes it to the back. And then you eventually come back. It's legitimate. And they have you sign the documentation.
I will sign. We now have 9 of those Anissian electrons.
And the belle, she motions, and you see someone come in, and they are very, very prim and proper, and they walk past you, and you can almost feel the magic coming off of them, and it's kind of terrifying. And they put their hand on the contract, and they just kind of look over at you, and they have almost like pure silver eyes, and they're almost completely albino in appearance. And they look down at, they pull out a specific stamp, and they stamp the contract in. They pick up the contract and they take it with them. And Belle's like, well, it is done. They are registered. It will be distributed to the other government bodies. You look concerned.
Who was that?
They don't give their name.
Okay.
All that we know is they're of the Feywild, they're good with contracts and documentation, and we're not to ask questions about them.
Fair enough.
Oh, also not to upset them. We may end up on another extra-dimensional plane of existence that we can't get back from. But they're very good folk if you can actually break the ice with them. So, any other things to register?
No.
Well,
I can
you
think
have
of.
a pleasant day.
Thank you, you as well.
And she just goes back to work. And you see occasionally another bell comes out and starts working as you guys head out the front door. Weirdest experience you've ever had.
Yep.
Definitely strange.
So, okay.
I think we should let Feisty walk around a bit.
So, so you guys basically hang out at the Small People's Tinkers Guild. You guys, where are you guys gonna head to?
Well, I was gonna let Feisty out of the pouch, just leave the pouch open and let them hop out if they want to.
Okay.
I would probably spend some time working with Feisty.
Okay.
Try and train him a
And
bit.
Cayenne would go back to the enclave to check on the egg.
Okay. So, eventually you guys do part ways. You head to a more private area to work with Feisty. You head towards the enclave. You see sounds,
Yeah.
and you try to get your brother's attention.
Yes.
And Augie is currently just eating all the food that she can. But we have hit our 10 o'clock mark, and we're going to go ahead and call it a night tonight. And we will pick up those threads next week when we jump back into the tavern. And I'm sure soon you guys are going to be leaving this town, heading to the other towns to chase other more important threads that you have. You want to find more centaurs. Augie has her room. You have your books. And becoming a wizard.
Maybe eventually I'll be able to look for my family. So
That hasn't been on your mind at all.
it's been so busy.
And you just want to explore the world and train your newfound pet. Or companion, actually.
And learn a little bit more about myself and what exactly Jungle was on.
Yeah. And with that, we are done for the night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and watching and enjoying the journey with us. Eventually, we might actually develop a drinking game for this,
Oh God.
for those adults watching at home. But for tonight, we are done. We thank you so much for tuning in and joining us in the tavern.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're constantly working on them.
Yep, we're constantly looking for improvements. If you have ideas for improvements, feel free to drop them in anywhere on comments. Everybody, please have a good night. Be safe. See you next week.
We're not
See
like
you
Fight
next
Club. You
week.
can talk about us.
Oh yeah, we are technically like that.
Please do talk about us.
Share it with
All right.
everybody.
Everybody, you have a good night.